We'll find out in a minute. If anybody is out there, I am working some stuff out, but I am here. Hopefully I am live. Hopefully you can see me. I don't know. It's always really weird on this thing trying to get things to work the way that I want. So we're here. We're working on it. We're working on it. Thumbnail. Here we go. Okay, so I didn't send it to myself. That would really help. Oh, I can hear myself over here. So, okay, I know Twitch is working now. I'm pretty sure YouTube's working. And Yugi, how's it going? Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going well for you. Give me just like a couple minutes to finish setting up. We'll chat, obviously. But do not fret. I am just trying to get things to work the way that I would like them to. It's a little bit rough still. I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything to work the way that I want. It's been a really long time since I've streamed consistently, so I'm still working out the kinks, if that makes sense. But I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody else is doing well. Anybody who is hanging out and, you know, popping in to say hello. I made a thumbnail and there we go. Send it to myself through email because I can't airdrop from my iPad to my Windows. At least I don't know of a way to do that. But yeah, things are slowly working out. I changed the lens on my camera so we get a little bit more of the room in the background. You know, trying to make it look a little bit more like we're hanging out rather than looking like a studio or whatever. I want to go for a bit more of like the chilled out feeling, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make it be more of us just kind of hanging out and playing video games. We will be starting pretty quick though. I'm not going to be wasting too much time talking. Not that it's a waste of talk, but you know, I do want to just jump right into games. And yeah, okay. So no, this is not made for kids. And tags, I guess. RE2, Resident Evil, remake, hardcore, horror, scary, spoopy, jump scare. There we go. And then licensing, I don't need that. Gaming, here we go. Oops, wrong part of the keyboard. Resident Evil 2 remake. Is it here? Do they have the remake or is it just 2? I think it's just, oh, okay, it's just 2, 2019. Okay, I think we're good. So now I can save. And the stream should be good. So, quick heads up to everybody. I potentially may go offline out of nowhere. I am not planning to, but the internet has been down all day, like up and down all day in my region. I've called my service provider and they say that they know, but there is nothing they can do. They are trying to fix it, and too bad, so sad if I have issues. So I'm gonna try to stay live. It seems like things are settling down. It seems like the bit rate has been steady for the last hour or so. So I'm hoping that we won't disconnect, but if we do, that is why I will try to come back live, but I can't make any promises. But as of right now, it seems good. Gina, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody is having a good day and that, you know, that you're prepping for that weekend that is almost here. Almost. A couple more days. It's my weekend. It's my day off. I don't really get a lot of time off, but it's my day off today, and I'm gonna spend it with y'all streaming. I have had a really weird day today, energy-wise, if that makes sense. I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up like almost every hour for no reason whatsoever, and then I was up most of the day because I had to pick up my daughter and everything. And then I tried to sleep in the afternoon, try to get a bit of a nap before starting the stream, and I maybe got like 20 minutes. I think my hip is causing a lot of problems, and trying to sleep, the pain is waking me up without me realizing it. which is kind of a bummer, but that's life. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. So we're going to play some more Resident Evil. We're going to continue with hardcore, hopefully have it be scary. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we have any jump scares or anything. We're doing well, Gina. We're doing really well. Alana and Nora are going away. They are, do I have? I don't think I do. I don't know. It seems like there's a delay. Restream tends to add a bit of a delay, so I apologize if there's a delay between me answering and whatnot. But yeah, Alana and Nora are going away to go see Alana's family. I can't go. I have to work. And so I'm staying here. I'm dropping them off tomorrow. It's a 2-hour drive to where I'm dropping them off because they have to take a bus from downtown Toronto to where her family's from. And so I have to drive them out there. And so I'm going to drive out there, which is like a 2-hour drive, and then drive back, which is like another 2-hour drive, and then work. And then on Monday, I'm going to drive back out there and pick them up and drive back here and work. The upside is I'm going to have, I work all weekend, but at least I'll have the day to myself. You know, Alana and Nora are going to be away, so I don't have to worry about being quiet for Alana to sleep or keeping an eye out on Nora during the day. So I'll be able to stream for a few hours over the weekend, which will be nice. It's going to be lonely. It's going to be really weird having the house completely to myself for multiple days in a row. But hey, at least they're going to go and see family, and I'll get to stream. I think they will enjoy their trip. It's going to be a time for mommy and daughter to bond while they're on the bus. It's a long ride. It's like I think it's like 5 hours on the bus because they have to make all those stops, right? So I think it's like a 5-hour bus ride from the bus station all the way out to their house, plus the 2 hours that I'm driving them out. So it's going to be a long, long trip for them. But I think they're going to be enjoying each other's company while they're going out there. And I will be here relaxing. Tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to stream. I've been streaming on TikTok on Fridays. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow on TikTok just because we have to leave here at around like 3 o'clock, roughly, to get them out there. And I usually don't get up until like 1. So I'm going to have to drop them off at 3 o'clock. And by the time I get back, it's going to be almost 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. And then I have to be at work at 10. So I'm not going to have time to stream. So I'm taking tomorrow off, but then I should be live Saturday, Sunday. Probably going to do both of them on TikTok. I'm not 100% sure, but probably. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. We're going to continue with some Resident Evil, and it should be really fun. And hopefully people enjoy watching me get scared. It might be a bit of a quiet stream, which is perfectly fine. When I say quiet stream, I mean more like that, you know, there may not be a lot of jump scares or anything. I have played this a few times, but we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. We don't know. I don't know. It's been a few years since I played this, so I might get freaked out. I don't know. Mr. FOV, how you doing, man? How you feeling? I hope you're doing okay. Hope that time isn't dragging a bit too much. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else interesting to say. I don't think I have anything else to catch you up on. Seems like the thumbnail updated, which I'm happy about. That is like a big thing that I was worried about, that the thumbnail wasn't going to work. And yeah, you're doing okay. Good. I mean, obviously it's not doing great, but at least it's not like you're doing horrible. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. We'll get started. Yeah, if you follow me on TikTok, keep an eye out on TikTok. I'll be live the next couple of days on there. We've been playing some Dark Souls. I just started a 1-stat challenge. I was doing a no armor run, but I got banned on TikTok because of nudity. Apparently, the Dark Souls character being in a loincloth is adult nudity and sexual content. So I got banned from TikTok. They unbanned me. They saw that it was by mistake, but I took a hit on my channel anyway. So I'm going to be doing a 1-stat challenge. That way I can wear armor and hopefully not get banned again. And so we've been doing that. All I've done is beat the Minotaur. Last time, yesterday was when I streamed it. I had done 2 streams, and yesterday's stream I had to restart it. So I've beaten the Minotaur. It was a really short stream. I only played for like an hour. So hopefully Saturday I was streaming, and I'm hoping to do like a 2-hour stream, maybe 3-hour stream. We'll see how I feel and how my energy is, because I'm covering for Alana, so it's gonna be a really, really long weekend for me. But it should be fun. Wesley, how's it going? Bala, nice to see you. Okay, that's not too far away, Mr. FOV. You've been up since 5 a.m. Ouch. That sucks, Gina. Hopefully you get to sleep soon. It's getting pretty late. Today I got up at like, I want to say it was like 11:30, 11:45. I went to bed at like 6 in the morning and was up at like 11:30, 11:45, something like that. But it was, I'm having a lot of hip issues. And so I get like really excruciating pain some days. And when I'm in that pain, I can't sleep. And so that was happening last night, is I was waking up every like hour or so because of the pain. And so it wakes me up and then try to get back to sleep. And I sleep for like 45 minutes and I wake up and try to get back to sleep. And that was it all day long. So it's been pretty rough. Because it hasn't been like a solid sleep. It was 7 hours worth or 6 hours worth, but it wasn't solid, which really sucks. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get like a solid sleep tonight. After I'm done the stream, my plan is to take a couple of painkillers and hopefully that'll get me through the night and catch up on a little bit of sleep. They do, Gina, they do. It was so dumb. You know, and then sometimes, like I had a guy who was messaging on a video that I had commented on, and like was calling me fat and bald, and then called my mom a slut and said all this stuff. And then I reported his comments and none of it violated. But Dark Souls in a loincloth, that was a violation. But a guy full blown mocking the way I look, not a violation at all. So TikTok is ridiculous sometimes. The only reason I stay on there, my community's bigger on there. It's where I'm doing a lot of business deals, so it's hard for me to kind of just walk away from it. And when I stream on there, on slower days, it's like 7 to 10 people, which is what I'm doing here, so it's not a big deal. But like on a really good day, like the one day I had 122 people watching me, so it's like it's hard to just kind of drop that after so much work. After, you know, 3 years on TikTok, busted my hump to get viewers. But TikTok's community guideline thing is a mess, and I live in Canada, so I don't even make any money doing it. So that really sucks, because like I've got a decent sized community and I don't make any money, which really sucks. Yeah, I work night shift too, Wesley, but I can get home fairly early, which is nice. My thing is that I have to be up by around noon because I have to pick up my daughter and then be up with her all evening until Alana gets up. And so I can't sleep too late. I have to try to get to sleep as early as I can. So when I go to sleep at around 6 and I'm up at around like 11:30, 12 o'clock, you know, if I get a solid sleep from 6 till 12 o'clock, that's 6 hours. That's not too bad. But there are days where I'm up at like 9:30 and there's just nothing I can do to get back to sleep. And so like then I'm stuck for the rest of the day running on 3 hours, and I might get like an extra hour before work. And then it's off to work, and my work is really, really physical. So it can be exhausting sometimes. HBK, how you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, the TikTok community can be very, 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 very toxic. There was a couple days there where it got really bad for me. I made a video talking about a video game. Wasn't saying anything controversial or doing anything controversial. I literally made a video about a video game. And some guy commented on the scar on my nose that used to be a pimple and it's now just a scar. And then I just got dogpiled on. Like I was getting about, I think in total I got something like 300 comments on that video, and about 150 of them, if not more, were all making fun of the way I look. All of them. So it was really, really hard when I'm constantly getting notifications and it's all just mocking me. And TikTok does nothing about it. And then, of course, if I say anything, they play the kid card, right? Like, it's all like 20-year-olds, and they all turn around, oh, look at this old man fighting with kids. It's like, dude, you're a grown-ass adult. But TikTok does nothing. And when people dogpile on TikTok, they really dogpile. So TikTok can be really, really toxic. So I'm trying really hard to just not take it seriously anymore. Like I'm not putting as much effort in as I was before. Like I was doing like a video a day, high quality, using my fancy camera. Now I'm like, no, I'm gonna do a video, you know, 3-4 times a week, and half the time I'm gonna use my phone. Like it's not worth the pressure when the baby's extra fussy. Yeah, the good ones make it worth it for sure. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna play some Resident Evil. We'll get started. Don't want to chat too much. Want to get right into gameplay. But yeah, that's about it. I'm really hoping that this setup works. I changed the lens. I was saying this right off the top. I changed the lens. I had a 25mm, which was far more zoomed in, which added a lot more blur in the background, but it was so zoomed in that I didn't have a lot of freedom to move around. I had to like sit perfectly still, and it's a manual focus lens, so is this one. But that one, because it was so zoomed in, if I moved like an inch or two back, I was blurry. It was driving me crazy. Plus, you couldn't really see much of the room. All you could kind of see was either one shelf, or all you would see is the white, depending on kind of where I put the camera. So I changed the lens to my bigger lens, so you can see a lot more of the room. I want it to feel a little bit more like we're just hanging out. I didn't want it to feel so much like a studio. It still kind of does look like a studio. I need to light it a little bit differently, but I want it to feel a little bit nicer. Hopefully I get that light fixed soon. If you guys can't see it, if you're not on TikTok or anything, a neon light company sent me my logo as a neon light, as long as I promoted their light. But we had a brownout, and the controller for it broke. It had like a wall jack, and the wall jack goes into a controller, and the controller goes into the light, and so the controller stopped working. And I could plug it directly into the wall, but it's like ridiculously bright because they're store quality, right? Like they're supposed to be used at like restaurants and stuff, so they're really, really bright. With my lights at full blast, that's still overpowered. You couldn't see me on camera, you could only see the backlight. So I contacted them to kind of let them know how sensitive their controller was. They said they're hoping to send me another controller, which would be so awesome because I loved it. It's literally the logo that I have down there in the corner. It's literally, you can kind of see it there. It's a neon light of it. It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. And that should hopefully light up the background a little bit better, make it feel a little bit more homey. But yeah, I'm liking the wider angled lens. I used it for the first stream, and then I got rid of it. But I got rid of it because it's so wide, the background doesn't get blurry at all. And I decided to use, after a long time of not using it, to use the NVIDIA broadcast software. I stopped using it because I got a fancier camera that blurred the background, and NVIDIA broadcast can glitch. Like how can I make it glitch? I made it glitch just a second ago. It was glitching. There it is. See, like if you kind of look where the R is, see how it kind of flickers in and out of being blurry? NVIDIA can struggle a little bit with outlines, and it was a little bit too strong. Like when it's on its recommended settings, neutral settings, it's somewhere like here, somewhere around here, but this is way too blurry. Like this looks really fake. So I stopped using it, but this lens doesn't add background blur. So I turned it on at like the minimum setting, which just adds a little bit, it accentuates the blur the camera already does have, and just makes it a little bit more noticeable, makes it look much more natural. And yeah, I really like it. I'm hoping it'll convince some people. You can still kind of see here, pointing out the secrets here. You can still kind of see here it's not blurry between the headphones and my hat. I can't figure that out, but it looks a lot better than not having a blur at all. Like if I remove it completely, it's almost crystal clear back there. It's like the tiniest bit of blur. But I kind of like that little bit of blur just to make me pop out a little bit. Arkham Knight, how you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's get started. I've been saying that for the last like 15 minutes. We're playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. We're playing it on hardcore. I am playing as Leon. We did beat Claire's A story on normal, and then Leon's B story on hardcore. I want to say that's what we did. I can't remember for sure, but I want to say that's what we did. We may have done Claire's A story, Leon's B story, and then Leon on hardcore before. I know we played hardcore. I just can't remember if it was the scenario A or B. We're playing on hardcore right now, and hopefully it will be fun. We'll see. Yeah, when my arm goes behind, it's super clear. Yeah, because it tries to focus the hand, but then it can't really tell with the background colors and stuff. I'm good, Arkham. Yeah, time has not been... Yeah, the microphone cable. There you go. That's where you can really see it. Time has been changing things a lot. I don't know where I'm trying to go with that. Things have been good, though. It has been a long time. I actually started streaming about 2 weeks ago again, but I hadn't streamed in about a year and 2 months maybe. And I started streaming again about 2 weeks ago. I've done 2 streams here. I'm on both Twitch and YouTube right now. That's why I have the chat on screen. I don't like having chat on screen, but I have it on screen because I'm dual streaming. I'm dual streaming because I have people who only ever watched me on YouTube, and I have people who only ever watched me on Twitch, and I couldn't really decide which one of the two platforms I wanted to be on, and I'm only streaming one night a week on these platforms, so I didn't want to kind of pick one and then neglect the other for the time being. I may just stick to one depending on kind of where the growth goes, right? Like if I only ever average 1 or 2 viewers on Twitch all the time, and YouTube is averaging me like 7, 8 viewers, then it's not really worth doing both and splitting my concentration. It'd be better just to be on YouTube. Same in reverse. If Twitch is all of a sudden picking up and YouTube stays at like 2 or 3, then I might stay on Twitch. I don't know yet. But I am consistent on TikTok. I have been streaming twice a week on TikTok. I had been posting on TikTok for a long time, and then I took like a 2.5, almost 3 month break on TikTok, and now I'm back to that. So I'm back. It's just I'm doing it a lot more casually than I had been. There was a while there where I was really pushing TikTok hard. Now I'm kind of easing back because I can't push hard enough to make it a full-time job. But if I lean back too far, then all the work that I did is useless. So I'm gonna keep going with it, but I'm gonna be a lot more casual with it. And like my goals right now are basically just to like have a place to hang out and unwind. And financially, I'm no longer looking to make a living off of it, because like I was, for a while there, I was making decent money, not enough to quit my job, right? So it was one of those. But what I was making to quit my job, I would have had to do a lot more than what I was doing, but because I wasn't making enough, I couldn't quit my job. So it was kind of, I was stuck between the rock and the hard place. And now basically the only financial thing that I'm hoping to achieve is just enough to like support the channel, as far as, you know, maybe pay for video games, maybe pay for the internet. Like that's it. Whereas before I was trying to make this a living. Now it's more just have some cool brand deals, which I'm working on one in the near future, which doesn't have much to do with gaming, has a lot more to do with the fact that I'm a millennial. And then just pay for the channel itself. That's all I'm really looking for now. So I'm trying to take it a lot more casually, which is nice. Yeah, my brother Arkham started his own business. I actually work for him. So he's really busy all the time now. And so he doesn't have a lot of time to stream. He streams very randomly now. Like now it'll literally, when he's awake and has nothing to do, on a rare instance, he'll pop on. I think he streamed last month. I want to say he streamed last month. I'm not 100% sure. But he'll randomly pop on during the day. Not very often. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent, but I'm still pretty iffy. Like right now, Thursdays are set for YouTube, Twitch. But like the TikTok streams, it's basically any weekday is kind of where I am. And even then they're like 1 hour streams, kind of depending on how late my night goes, how early I wake up. If I'm up at like 11, then I'm good to do like a 2 hour stream. If I wake up at like 12, I'm going to get like an hour maximum out of my stream. So he hasn't been able to stream too much, but he started a business. He's much more concentrated on that. It takes a lot of his effort to kind of keep that going. Whereas streaming was more of a casual thing. You know? Yeah, well, I'm not making plays. I'm still an employee. I don't own anything. But you know, it's nicer to work for him. I needed to get out of healthcare. I worked in healthcare for like 15 years. And over the last few years, with everything that's gone on in the world, healthcare in Canada, especially where I'm living, has gone down the drain. And the amount of abuse I was receiving was like phenomenally crazy. And so it wasn't worth it. I wasn't getting paid enough to deal with all the abuse I was dealing with. I was getting harassed at work. I was getting neglected by work. And the whole world heard about it. All the stupid trucker convoy BS that we had. They were protesting like literally right in the section that I was working in, because I was working right at the border. And a few times I got harassed. One time I got stopped in the middle of the street and was like getting yelled at in my face because I was wearing scrubs. It just wasn't worth it. For the pay they were giving me, wasn't worth it. And my brother offered me more money, and I worked by myself, and I don't have to deal with anybody. I just put my headphones on and do my job. So like in that way, I've definitely benefited, but I don't own anything. I own nothing at all. GSR, how you doing? Welcome. But yeah, so I quit that, and now I'm working for my brother. It's a lot more peaceful. It is more exhausting. My old job had its benefits, you know, like I'd go to people's houses sometimes and it'd be like a 3-hour visit, and I would be there to kind of basically babysit, right? Like when somebody's passing away, you can't really leave them alone. They need somebody there all the time, right? but it's really unfair for like a wife or a husband to have to be indoors all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it's mentally straining to be around somebody who's sick all the time. So we go for longer visits, and then that person can either go for a coffee or they go and pay their bills and do groceries and all that kind of stuff. It's to get them out of the house for a little bit. So those visits were really beneficial for me, because usually the person that was sick didn't need much. Like I'd go in and get everything done that I needed, and then I'd have like an hour to kind of twiddle my thumbs. So most of the time I could be on my phone. I could, watch a movie or whatever. They'd have a TV. So I do miss that part. But the fact that my job now is much more physical has helped me start losing weight again. It's brought down my blood pressure quite a bit. So it's got its benefits. It's got its benefits. Not dealing with people is really nice. It really is. It really, really is. Pretty much a busy week for you. Nice, GSR, nice. From customer service to now running kiln and a sawmill. Nice. Nice. Alrighty. Okay, now for like the 4th time. Now let's actually start. Yeah, let's do this. Anybody who's just popping in who hasn't been here for my other streams, the stream has really been pulled back from where I was before. When I used to stream, I had like memes and alerts and all this crazy stuff. I still have the same alerts just because they were on the internet, but all my memes and everything are all gone. All my fancy camera angles are gone. I've literally whittled it down to one camera. I've got nothing fancy going on, so don't expect anything fancy. Like I said, I want this to be like chill out. Well, maybe not so chilly when I'm playing Resident Evil, but I want it to be a lot more casual. I don't want to overdo it like I had before, even though I was really proud of my stream before. Yeah, things are definitely working out. I've had to get used to it. Like this, I'm not wearing these because it's cool. I was a musician for a really, really long time, and playing keyboard took its toll on me. I played keyboard and bass, and it took its toll on me over the years. And now the work that I do, I use my hands a lot, and so I have trigger finger on this hand and arthritis in this. I have arthritis in both, but I have trigger finger in this one. And trigger finger is basically, I can bend my fingers to about there, and if I go any further, they lock, and then it's incredibly painful, and then I have to like pop them open. So I wear gloves to kind of add pressure to my hand so it doesn't hurt so much. So there's some stuff that I've been dealing with over the last little while, but that's life, right? The setup looks way more professional, you remember? Then you must not have been here for a while, because I've had this camera for about a year now, but I upgraded to a fancy camera like 2 years ago. I want to say about 2 years. I had it for about 2 years, and then I stopped. So I bought this right before I stopped streaming completely. But I used to have like a dual camera setup. I had one for chatting, and then I had a gameplay camera on the side. And then I even had my old webcam that I first started streaming with in the back. So you could have like a rear view, and that was like a channel point redemption on Twitch. And so people could like redeem that, and they could look from behind to see what I was doing, or they could switch the camera angles to whatever angle they wanted to see me in. I had a lot of like fancy stuff on my stream. Definitely not where it is now. Like I had my lights back there set up that you guys could change the colors. I might be able to set that back up. I'm not 100% sure. I might be able to. But I had the lights set up so you guys could change the colors through commands. I had a whole bunch of memes that were on Twitch with channel points that you could redeem with channel points. So you could have like videos of me popping up on screen and stuff. Like my channel was very, very, very complex for a while. Now I'm like doing nothing. Nothing. I got those lights turned on, and that's about it. That's all. One light, and that's it. One camera, and that's it. Minecraft Jesus Gaming Road to 5K Team Fortress. How you doing? Welcome. Hope you are doing well. Yeah. Got the gloves ready. No, they're old man arthritis gloves. All right, let's get started. Now we can get started. Let's get this music down. Let's unlock the game sound. We might have to fiddle with the sound a little bit. I don't know how loud the game's going to get. Rain isn't very loud in this game. We'll see how it goes with the rest of it. Okay. Why you always got to do that, Windows? Why you always got to do that? Okay, so we're there. Gameplay, we're there. Got a little bit of sound. Oh man, when I streamed to Mixer, that was a long time ago. I streamed to Mixer when it first started to be a thing. And I did that for like a couple months and then I stopped. Thank God. Those poor people that got completely screwed over by Mixer. I stopped Mixer really early on. I've never been a fan of multi-streaming. I've really never liked multi-streaming. I'm only multi-streaming now because it's hard for me to decide where to go. Because I've got like communities on both Twitch and YouTube, and I didn't want to dedicate on one and kind of ignore the other. I also, and I didn't want to, let's say I would have gone to YouTube and nobody from YouTube came to my channel, but everybody on Twitch would have come. I didn't want to kind of do that and make that mistake. I also, vice versa, I didn't want to go on Twitch and then find out everybody from YouTube would have actually supported and nobody on Twitch did. So I'm doing both right now. Haven't really decided what I'm doing. I might continue with both. I might only do one. But yeah, Twitch, Mixer was a cool concept, but it just never got to where it needed to be. And then having Microsoft just kind of pull the plug on it really left a lot of people reeling. I was there on TikTok when a lot of Mixer streamers didn't know what to do, and they were using TikTok to try to get people over to Twitch. And you know, their big flex was, you know, I was streaming to 100 people on Mixer, and then they were on Twitch and streaming to like 10. Numbers aren't really a big deal, but it hurts when you lose all that and it's out of your control. It's not because your content got worse, or it's not because, you know, you made a bad choice. It's literally the company just pulled the rug out from underneath you. So I'm glad I didn't stay on Mixer. But yeah, Mixer was a long time ago. That was a really long time ago. The channel has gone through a lot of changes since then. Even like the branding, I can't see it because Windows changed it. My logo is totally different now. I had like the old orange and like brown logo. I slowly converted the orange to like a more bright color until now it's pretty much yellow. I redesigned my logo myself. I did quite a bit over the last little while. RE2 is phenomenal. The remake is one of the best remakes ever. I don't mind remakes, but they've never been like, wow, amazing. This one has been. This one has been. Okay, let's continue. Playing some hardcore. You gotta stream this game again. Why is the window all weird? The window's all weird. Let me try to like change it. It looks normal for you all. Ah, there we go. Now expanded. It was like shrunken in on my screen, but now you guys can't see it. Let me try to fix it for you. Alt tab, game capture, transform, and fit to screen. Back to gameplay. There we go. That's better. Now you all can see it. Okay, there we go. Oh, can I? If I do this? Nope. If I do this? Nope. Dang it. Hold on. If I do this? No, you can't hear me, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, you can. You can hear me, right? I hope you all can hear me. Because, I don't like to... Oh, but that muted everything. No, I don't want to mute everything. I just want my microphone muted. Okay. Well, we'll leave the microphone on for now. I'll fix it later. I've put off too much time. Okay. So last stream, I talked way too much, and all I ended up doing was just getting Marvin. Like, talking to Marvin, and that was it.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
And my apologies if the volume isn't set, you know, perfect. Things are, it's a learning curve. When you've taken over a year off streaming, a lot of stuff changes over time, and it gets hard to remember where everything used to go. Okay, let's do this. We are playing on hardcore mode. And if you're wearing headphones, I apologize because I do scream when I get scared. So gross.
Oh, what the fuck?
Who's hyped to see these graphics with Resident Evil 4?
Huh? What?
I downloaded a VR mod for this, and whoo, that is scary. This in VR is a lot to handle. A lot to handle. We've barely got any bullets. Barely any bullets. Oh God, we're in trouble. What's this say? Record of events, September 25th. We're turning the station into a temporary shelter due to the massive sudden outbreak. All police personnel have been instructed to make the safety of the citizens their top priority, as we try to accommodate as many of them as possible. September 25th, addendum. One of the refugees attacked us in the middle of the night, resulting in the death of one officer and injuring 3 others. The person in question was quickly restrained. We believe this was simply a case of someone snapping under the intense stress. September 26th. A mob attack at the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it safely behind emergency shutters, but surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure we can fix any of our comm equipment, but we remain cut off from the outside world. So remain. September 27th. There was another clash on the west side of the station around 1 p.m. 12 people died, and there's only a handful of survivors. Everything is falling into disarray here. David Ford. I have a feeling the zombie's gonna come in. There it is. And it's locked the camp. Go, 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 go up. Wait, no, map. Okay, this map is useful for more than just your current location and surrounding. It can also show any points of interest and items that you have found but haven't picked up. Okay. Sorry, zombie. Although I might still have to pay for it anyway. Got a few bullets now. Homie, I think the vending machine might be broken. I want a Snickers too, but like, if you're gonna be drooling on it like this, I don't know. All right, man, let's do this. Okay. I don't actually know where I'm going. Where am I trying to get to? Does it? No. I was kind of hoping there'd be like, this is what you need to do. Okay, currently searching. Oh no, I just went through the operations room. Okay, so no, that's not where we're going. I'm really hoping that Restream hasn't frozen and that the chat isn't like talking to me and I'm ignoring y'all. I'm gonna open my stream just in case. Just in case. Haha. Haha. Thank you, whoever that was. I just saw that. Okay, cool. It's hard to know because the last time it's been a long time since I've restreamed, but the last time I used Restream, the chat would occasionally just freeze, and then I wouldn't have chat, and I wouldn't realize it, and then I'd look over at the window, like the window browser, or the browser window, and there'd be like a whole bunch of messages that I completely missed because Restream was frozen. So I'm still in like old-fashioned mode. Oh my god, I hate seasoning so much. So I never ever used cast iron. But I heard so many good things, right? Like cooking is easier on them, the food tastes better from them, you can get iron for your food in them, like you know, instead of taking iron pills. And but the price was so high. So we bought a set of nonstick pans and it came with one free cast iron, little tiny like single egg skillet, a little bit bigger, enough for like 2 eggs type of size. And I started using that, and everything stuck to it because it was pre-seasoned, but I didn't know how to season it. And so everything stuck to it. But then I started like cooking meat in it instead of like eggs and stuff. And immediately the flavor was way better. And then I really started to like it. So I went and seasoned it. It took me forever. And then things stuck to it a lot less. And then Alana went and bought a whole set of cast iron pans. And it was like a 3 set. And I seasoned them all. It took me forever to get them all seasoned. And now I refuse to cook on anything. If I have to use one of the non-stick pans, I'll use it. But man, iron is so different. The only thing that I've struggled with is getting used to cooking at a lower temperature on the stove. Because with the non-stick, I'd put it at like 7 or 8 to get things to like, you know, sear and whatever. Cast iron, I'm on like 3 and it's burning because the cast iron more evenly spreads the heat, right? But I'm loving cast iron. I just hate seasoning. I also got a something steel wok. Can't remember what it's called, but it's another one that you need to season. But that one, it got seasoned, and then Alana didn't coat it with the oil after it was washed, and so it rusted up. So I have to re-season it. I just haven't had the energy because that one, because it's a wok, and I've got an electric stove. Seasoning that thing, that is a nightmare. That one is a nightmare to season. You save your bacon grease for seasoning? Cast iron is usually the cheapest kind of pan. I don't know, man. We bought a whole set of non-stick with pots and pans, and we paid like $200. The 3 cast irons cost us $195. So it was almost the same price, and we got 4 pans, 2 or 3 like regular sized pots, and 1 soup pot. For like 200 and something. Yeah, you don't have enough fire to properly use it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I love cast iron. It's just seasoning is a pain in the butt. Especially if you don't do it right, and then it ends up still being sticky, and it's not non-stick. Like the first little skillet that we got, that I could never get it to be non-stick. I seasoned that thing like crazy. It still sticks. The other set that she bought, I've been able to get the 2 bigger ones to not stick at all, and the smaller one I have to season quite often for it not to stick. But after a couple of washes, it sticks again. Yeah, everything is very expensive nowadays. Like stupid expensive. It's ridiculous. Rookie's first assignment. Leon S. Kennedy, we're putting you on a very special case for your first assignment. Your mission is to unlock your desk. The keys to your success is the initial of our first names. Put the letters in order of our desks. There are 2 locks, one on each side of your desk. Make sure you get them both. Basically, your first task is to remember your fellow officers' names, but you figured that much out, right? Good luck, Leon. By the way, might take a little work to get Scott to give you a straight answer. Lieutenant Branagh. Oh, that was Lieutenant Branagh. Never mind. Yeah, then it cracks and falls off, and then it's back to being sticky again. Okay. Be glad you're not here, rookie. Yeah, too late. I'm here now. I'm here now. Okay. Names. David Ford. Elliot Edward. Neil Carlson. So are we looking at CEF? I'm guessing it's CEF. Maybe not. Does this have CE? Does this have an F? No F. Okay, so what were the names? David. Elliot. Neil. So N-E-I-L. N-E-D? Maybe it's N-E-D. N-E-D. Haha. Okay, cool. We got the first one. I'm playing on hardcore. I don't want to waste the bullets on this thing. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Okay. You jerk. Oh. Jeez Louise, man. Is he dead? Okay, I think he's dead. I think he's dead. Ooh, okay. We're good. We're good. It's cool. So, George. G-R-M. Wait, there's no G. There's no G. Okay. And that wasn't even like full-blown getting scared. I was expecting one of them to stand up. I didn't expect a den, though. I'm still not comfortable screaming yet. It's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, how about Scott? S... P... B? Is it SPB, maybe? No. Hold on. Where's the note? The initials of our first names. Okay, so it is their first names. So Marvin is M, Rita is R, and George M-R-G. Okay, M-R... I guess it was in reverse this time. Okay. Okay, we got high capacity. Nice. Yes. Okay. Not that there's a lot of bullets for me to pick up, but at least we have a high capacity mag now. So, so my heart rate went up with that attack. My watch just told me, "Good job. Keep working out. You're getting it done." Like the exercise meter thing. Apparently my my spoop convinced it that I was in the middle of working out right now. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, no key. Crud. Who is it? Where are you? You're that guy in that room. You're that guy in that room. I should probably be playing with the mouse and keyboard. It might be easier to aim, but I gotta say, I like the vibration. Why haven't PC accessory manufacturers, why haven't they made a mouse and keyboard that have the vibration feature? I would like to have the rumble feature on my mouse and keyboard. I don't like using controller as much as I do mouse and keyboard, but I like the vibration, so give me the vibration. Okay, so I guess that's not a go. There's something here, but I can't get into it, and that's locked, so I can't get into that. I guess we can go to the safety deposit room. Oh no, dude. Okay. Dude, I don't want to fight you. Oh, Dang it. Not good. Not good. Did I blow his head off? Okay, I blew his head off. Good. DMMDH, how you doing? How are you? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. I am alive. I've actually been posting consistently on TikTok since I stopped streaming, but I hadn't streamed in like a year and a few months. I started streaming a couple weeks ago. I had taken a couple months off of TikTok. I stopped all content creation for a couple of months. Life was getting really stressful, personal life, and so social media was just not important, and the stress that I was getting from social media just wasn't helping anything. When you have a big enough platform, you get a lot of hate coming your way, no matter what you say. You can say whatever you want, you're going to get hate. So I decided all of social media was going to take a break. And then I realized that I had a lot of time on my hands. I don't have any hobbies or anything. And now I work night shift. And during the day, there were days where like I'd get up at 10 in the morning and the missus was sleeping, the kid was at school, and I would just be like twiddling my thumbs until she got out of school. So I was like, you know what? I need to start doing something again. But I don't have the drive to do social media like I was before. But I missed streaming, especially horror games. Halloween was kind of the kicker for me because every year, for those of you who haven't been around for a really long time, every year on Halloween, I would always do a Halloween stream where I would play, or like Red Round Halloween, depending on the day off that I had. And I would do Silent Hill in one sitting. I would play Silent Hill 1 from beginning to end, one sitting, and see how it went. And this year I couldn't do it. And for October, I would only play horror games for every stream. And October went by and I didn't play anything horror because I don't have fun doing it when I'm by myself anymore. Like, I get scared, but it's not as fun getting scared by myself. It's a lot more fun getting scared and then embarrassed in front of all of you. And so like that was hard for me. That was the first year in like 6 years that I hadn't done that. And so I was like, you know what? I want to get back to streaming, but I don't want to do it the way that I was, because we were having some success, but it was a lot of work. And it wasn't succeeding enough for me to do it full time. So it just wasn't worth the effort for the return that I got. Like if Alana had like a really amazing paying job where she could hold on to the household for a couple of months while I got things going, I would have probably quit my job and done that. But I was the main income earner. So if I quit, we all suffered. So it wasn't worth it. So now that I'm back, I'm trying to take it a lot more casually. I am sticking a lot more strictly to TikTok. I'm making TikToks on a regular basis and trying to be consistent over there. But yeah, I haven't streamed in a while. This is my third stream back, and it's been fun, interesting, but fun. I don't have a nickname. It is. The hard part is that people would get mad at me for something that I didn't say. They would argue with me about like an argument that I wasn't making. Like recently I made a video where I was talking about how like the new Pokemon game that came out, it's broken, right? Like there's a lot of glitches, there's a lot of issues with it. And my video wasn't about Pokemon. It was about the fact that like it broke records despite being as broken as it is. And my whole point was, this is why video games are in trouble right now, because companies are seeing that people will buy anything. They don't care if it's broken, if it's missing pieces, if it's going to be updated later on, or if it's a piece of trash. They're going to buy it. And so the companies don't really care about putting out a good product. I wasn't talking directly about Pokemon. That was just the current example that is out. And this guy like tore into me about how like I was an idiot because clearly I didn't like video games. I was just fed up with them. And if I don't like video games, I should just stop playing. And it's like, dude, my argument wasn't anything to do with like the way the video game is. The fact that the video game's broken and people are willing to buy it. That's where the issue is. We're getting ripped off. Like it's nothing to do with mechanics. Like I don't like games like Fortnite. I don't like games like Apex Legends. But if people like that, that's cool. I'm not going to sit there and say video games are dying because Apex Legends is out. No, video games are dying because when they release a game, it's broken and people are buying it and then they never fix the game. And so like people get mad at me for something I didn't say. Like I wasn't complaining about video games. I was complaining about the corporations ruining video games. And so that part gets exhausting on TikTok, where like I'll say something and people get mad at me for something I didn't say. It's like, I didn't say that, dude. I didn't say that at all. I wasn't even close to saying that. Like, there was this guy who was arguing with me, and not going to go into what the argument was, but basically the whole point was that he was an expert in one thing, and he was arguing about something that I'm maybe not an expert, but I'm a professional in. And so I said to him, you know, like, as a mechanic, I know more than you about this. And his response is, oh, so you think mechanics are stupid? It's like, no, man, if my car has an oil leak, I'm going to go to you. But if I'm going to have a heart attack, I'm not going to go to my plumber and ask him to fix it. I'm going to go to the doctor. So it's like, yeah, you can do some research, but a professional in that field is going to know a lot more than you who works in a different field. But he heard that I called all mechanics stupid. It's like, no, man, just they have a specialty. I don't know anything about engines. I'll never know anything about engines. Ask me about photography and I can answer your questions, but I'm not going to, as a photographer, I'm not going to walk in and take apart a transmission. So that's the thing about TikTok. People get really mad about something that you never say. Yeah, definitely stepping on people's souls. Yeah, Arkham, and so, like, okay, I'll totally 100% admit that the videos that I make, one of the big things on TikTok is you want a little bit of controversy, or you want a little bit of like a hook. You want to say something that'll make people react, whether it's good or bad. So you usually say something that's a little bit absurd, right? So I start my video by saying Pokemon broke records in sales, and it's proof that video games are dying. So yeah, people get really upset about that. But then I go on to explain, it's like, guys, it's a hyperbolic comment. I don't think video games are dying, but this is a bad sign for the industry. And even in the other, because I did 3 videos talking about the video game industry and how it's floundering right now. And one of the things that I bring up is like, okay, video games aren't dying, but I think we're about to see a big shift in video games. Because video games are going to stick around. They're the biggest industry in the world. They're going to make money in video games for a very long time to come. People want to be stimulated. Our lives are becoming much more repetitive and much less fulfilling as technology progresses, as life progresses, right? Because a lot of us would have to work 12 hours a day, 50 years ago, just to survive. And now a lot of people are working 12 hours a day, but their job is literally sitting and typing into a computer all day long. They're not stimulating themselves anymore. And so they want stuff to stimulate them. Video games are a very good way to do that. And you live fantasy lives and stuff. So video games aren't going to die. But I do think it's going to be the death of a lot of AAA companies and the way video games are now. Where, anything that comes out from, not anymore, but from EA you knew was going to be high quality because it was AAA. And now it's like, no, now EA is all microtransactions and garbage. And so we no longer rely on a big AAA company giving us something good. So I think the industry is changing. I don't think video games are dying, but I do think a lot of the big loved companies are going to suffer soon. And if Nintendo's not careful, they're going to be on that chopping block. They're making a lot of really weird decisions. And even though what they make is very good, like Zelda, it was awesome. Mario Odyssey, not my cup of tea, but people really loved it. But they're very draconian and very old-fashioned with the stuff that they do. And they don't understand the way that the industry is going. And so I feel like Nintendo will be the only company that will outlive all of the other AAA companies making video games. But I don't think they're going to do it forever if they don't change their mind soon. Yeah, indie devs is where it's at. Yeah, I'm both on YouTube and Twitch. I'm both on YouTube. I stream on TikTok twice a week, and I only stream on the big platforms once a week. And I didn't want to kind of just pick one and leave the other, so I'm doing it on both right now. But yeah, the reason, Wesley, that I say that that's proof that it's dying is the whole point that, like, it outsold every single first-party video game upon release ever. Like, it's broken records in every platform. It's not just like the best-selling Pokemon or the best-selling Nintendo game. It's outsold every platform's first-party video games, and it's a broken mess. And so it's the point that not the developers, but the owners, like the CEOs and stuff, are now getting confirmation that people will buy it without knowing the state that it's in and will still defend it tooth and nail, even when it's a piece of trash. Not that the game itself is a piece of trash, but technically it's very, very problematic. It's almost in a beta state. And so that is proof in the sense of the whole industry where a lot of companies are no longer worried about giving you high quality. Arkham Knight, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. They don't really care about the quality. They're more concerned about the final dollar they're going to make. And so they're going to release a game with your favorite brand or your favorite franchise. And as long as you buy it, they don't care how good or bad it is. And Pokemon is an example of that, where Pokemon's always been a very high standard. And now it was the lowest standard Pokemon, yet it still outsold everything. And so it's like, it's just that confirmation of companies are just going to keep ripping us off because we're just going to keep buying it until we do something about it. And my comments in those videos is 100% proof of it, because the amount of people that have defended Pokemon for the way it is, and same with Diablo Immortal on iOS and Android or whatever. I don't know if it's on Android, but the mobile game. I made a video about that, talking about how it's like a complete pay-to-win system or whatever. I got attacked for saying that I wasn't a real gamer, that I've never played the game. Clearly, I don't know anything about gaming. And I didn't say whether the game was good or not. I literally said, this is all a cash grab. It's all pay to win. And people are really upset about it. And I got attacked for it. But it's like, the companies only care about money now. And that's why indie devs are where it's at. That's why I've loved VR so much, because the big companies that have tried to get into VR have fallen flat on their face, except for Steam, have fallen flat on their face. Because they're all about money, and the VR community is all about quality. And whether the game looks good or not, they want to make sure that the experience is fun. And AAA companies have kind of lost that perspective. They're more about sell something versus experience something. And so that's why I like VR so much, because all the indie devs are blowing up on VR while the big companies are falling flat on their face. 160 hours. Yeah, and there are still good AAA companies, don't get me wrong. Like Elden Ring has been, you know, praised by everybody. I haven't really heard anything bad about Elden Ring, except for people who don't like Soulsborne games, and that's more that they just don't like that genre. You know, there are good games out there. I have played AAA games. This is an example of a AAA game that is phenomenal. But there's a lot of issues in the industry right now that the big AAA companies are destroying. I mean, let's be real. Capcom fell into that trap a few years back. Before Resident Evil 7, everything they were making was trash. Everything they were making was just a cash grab, and nobody was happy with them. And then all of a sudden, they did Resident Evil 7, something they thought was going to fail, and it outdid every other Resident Evil game in the last, 10 years or whatever. Nubbins, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the raid, man. How you doing? It's my first raid since I've come back. That is awesome. Thank you, everybody. Hostile corporate takeover. No, don't take me over, please. Please don't do it. What were you playing, man? I really appreciate that raid. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling rusty, man. I'm feeling so rusty. I haven't streamed in forever, and I'm like out of the loop. I'm out of the loop. But I know you took a long break. I don't know if it was just from TikTok or if it was from streaming and everything, because once I stepped away from streaming, I stopped watching all streams because envy is just horrible. But I know you took a long time away because I stopped seeing you completely on TikTok, and it was nice to see you come back too. DM, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you popping in to say hi. It is nice to be back. It is definitely nice to be back. But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting time. Okay, it appears that the keypad to the locker's terminal is missing a few keys. Oh, I am so out of the loop. Everybody who came in on the raid, I'm Louis. This is Retro for the first time. I no longer have my video available. It's gone now. I had a raid video and it's gone. But I am a variety streamer. I only stream once a week. I'm both on Twitch and YouTube right now. I only stream once a week on these platforms. I stream a couple of times a week on TikTok. On here right now, I'm pretty much only doing horror stuff for the time being, something that I'm just kind of trying to be casual about. And yeah, there's a lot of screaming and stuff that happens. And I'm just coming back to streaming. So if you see some jank stuff happen, if you see me get distracted and kind of not pay attention to the game, I'm way out of practice. But I hope you all enjoy what you see. If you don't enjoy, I still appreciate you popping in. Nubbins is awesome. You have made a great choice watching him. Anybody who is here and is on Twitch, check out Nubbins. He's great. If you like conversation like I have, Nubbins is another like fountain of information about everything. He's a very intelligent person. And if you're into streaming, he's somebody that you definitely want to ask, because he's very very knowledgeable in streaming. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I have the stream open twice. No way, man. Your quality is top notch. Your quality is top notch. It was weird when I stopped seeing you, and then, you know, after a while I was like, I haven't seen Nubbins in forever. But got to do what's best for you, right? That's the same thing I did. But never. Yeah, there was a few people that were like watching me, and then I just disappeared because I didn't even like give a warning. It was very much a like, I'm no longer streaming. That's it. It was very, very sudden. Life got very complicated, and balancing was hard to do, and I had to kind of pick one, so I did. Wesley, thank you for the follow over on, I'm pretty sure TikTok. I'm pretty sure Twitch. But thank you. I appreciate that. Girl Thulu, how are you? How are you? You needed to secure a full-time job? Yeah, sometimes it just like... life gets in the way. That's it. Wasn't that I needed to secure a full-time job. It was that I was dedicating all of my free time to streaming, but it wasn't enough to quit my full-time job, and I needed the full-time job. So it was one of those, I need to dedicate more time to the family and home. So streaming had to go. I couldn't quit my job, so streaming had to go. I continued with TikTok for the whole time. But then recently life got really, really hectic, and then I just stopped everything. And now I've got time again, so I'm back, kind of. I'm trying to be super casual about it though. I'm going like real casual. Like I've got no, I don't know if they're still on. I'm hoping they're not on. If they are on and you redeem them, I'm sorry, they're not active. Like all my channel points are gone. All my fancy camera angles are gone. Everything. I'm down to like, let's play video games and hang out and talk. Cause I don't want to make this a job anymore. I would love to, but I'm not aiming for that anymore. I'm not going to kill myself doing that anymore. Yeah, no worries, Wesley. I personally prefer YouTube for watching experience over Twitch. The exact same reason. Ads, skippable ads on YouTube is really nice. And being able to rewind and watch what I missed while I was in the bathroom or whatever is really nice. But yeah, I appreciate the follow over there anyway. Yeah, you're hoping to get regular TikTok content? Yeah, that's the part that I've been kind of struggling with. Trying to come up with ideas can sometimes be really hard without repeating the exact same thing a million times, or the having to set everything up and spend like an hour getting a decent video out, and then you get like 100 views, and it's just like, I put so much work in for nothing. That can be really hard to get the momentum. It's hard to get the momentum. Less is more. I'm trying to convince myself of that, Mary. I'm trying to convince myself. Sometimes I miss stuff, like stuff will happen. I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect for like a meme. And it's like, I don't have any memes right now. Yuki, how you doing? Your eyes don't deceive you. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. I saw that and my brain was like stuck on autopilot. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. I've been so scared to get sick lately. For those of you who don't follow my TikTok or anything, I had an audition last week, and then I had a call back the day before yesterday. And I was torn because I was just starting this as that kind of came up, and I did the audition anyway because I've been wanting to get back on stage. I've been wanting to kind of get back into the flow of acting. I haven't done it consistently in a really long time, and like I don't have any real life friends that I hang out with, and at least like in acting I could socialize with people, and so I was kind of hoping to get back into that, and then I started streaming, and I was like so torn because it was like, if I start rehearsing, I don't know if I'll be able to stream as often because rehearsals, they can be exhausting. Thankfully I didn't get it, so I'm kind of glad that it worked out the way that it did. I'd rather be here. Now, Mary, that workflow, Girl Thulu, that workflow that you've got, did you learn that on your trip, or have you kind of just fallen into place with it? I wish that I had. No worries, no worries. I wish that I had a workflow. Right now, I'm like, my brain is a train wreck. They upped my ADHD stuff, and like my brain is a train wreck right now. There are moments where I just freeze because I know I want to do something and I don't know what to do, like how to do what I want to do. And then I like, concentrate on like one little detail, and then I just, like I'm doing right now, not shutting up. Did you? Did you? Nice, man. I get frozen so often. Yeah, like I've been on meds, Nubbins, for about a year now. But I was on like the minimum dosage. I have heart problems, and so the doctor was really uncomfortable upping it because most have like a stimulant in them. And so he was really, really like nervous about it. And we were kind of just staying with it, but the benefits weren't fully there. And then he ran a test on me, and he thought I had a heart attack. So I had a bunch of crazy tests done over the last like 3 months. Thankfully, nothing. It was a false positive. Everything's good. But I got to meet with a cardiologist. He ran a bunch of tests with me. He gave me the okay for Jumpscare, so we're good for me to scream and freak out, which is something I was actually really concerned about. But now my doctor has upped the meds finally. And I am starting to feel the... I can't think of the word right now. The side effects. I was stuck on the word after effect. I'm starting to feel the side effects now, which is really weird because I've been on them for a month. But like sleeping is getting really rough right now. But it's so nice to not have my brain be the way that it was. It's really nice to have my brain be able to focus. Now the problem is that I'm over focusing. I need to be able to shut my brain off a little bit. Yeah, it was the same with me, baby dose, and that's kind of what I got stuck with. Vitamin D to try and help with the season winter depression since I took a break this week. Yeah, Bitsy. I never took anything. I was actually very, very, very healthy for a really long time. I never had any problems. And then went to nursing school, and we were doing blood pressure stuff, and all the girls were trying to use me as their blood pressure dummy or whatever. And they all kept getting like surreal numbers. And, you know, I was 30 at the time, 32 at the time, way too young to have blood pressure issues. And all the numbers were off. So we were all laughing, kind of like, these girls don't know how to do blood pressure. You guys suck. And then the teacher came and did my blood pressure to see what they were doing wrong. She did it. And then she got the same numbers. And so it's like, maybe they don't suck. Maybe my heart does. And I got a bunch of tests. And then all of a sudden I started having to take a bunch of medication, and just like everything fell apart at like 33, everything fell apart. But the ADHD medications was more of it's always been an issue. It's just never been addressed. And since I was already addressing a bunch of stuff, I was like, let's add this on and like try to make my life better in general. I don't like having to take medication, but it's been a life changer because before the medication, I slept all day long. All day long. I could sleep like 15, 16 hours straight, get up for a couple of hours and go right back to sleep. These meds have made me be able to survive and still be able to go to sleep. Although right now I'm kind of struggling with that, but it's made my life better. So it's a good trade-off. It's a good trade-off. So I had hypertension, and it was the diastolic number, which is the more insidious, more dangerous number to have high. For those who don't know anything about, you know, medicine or whatever, 120/80 is like the ideal blood pressure, and I was sitting at like 125, which is still okay. 125 over like 110. So basically my heart just wasn't stopping. Like my heart was constantly under pressure for no reason. Resting heart rate should be like between 60 and 80 beats in a minute. I was sitting at like 100 when I was just like laying on the couch. So I was doing what most people do when they're walking at like a decent pace. That's what I was doing when I was laying in bed. And so I got to the point where my heart rate was like on average 110 all the time. And so that's why the doctor was kind of iffy about the meds. And so with the cardiologist, I got on a new medication, which now my average heart rate is at 76. My blood pressure is at 120/80. I'm doing a lot better. We're getting there. We're getting there. And from my peak, I've lost about 124 was my peak. I'm at 190 right now. So that's what, 34 pounds? About 34 pounds? I'm bouncing like a pound up and down, kind of depending on what time it is and whatever. So I'm getting there. I'm getting my life together. Trying to get myself a little bit healthier. because I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Okay, it appears that the keypad to the locker's terminal is missing a few keys. I suggest that the person responsible for this mess find some spare keys and fix this right now. You know who you are, bastard. Who else would fuck this up this badly? Okay. But yeah, so it's been interesting. And the ADHD meds have kind of helped. I mean, I'm working much more physically now, so I was naturally going to lose more weight. But now I have more motivation to kind of take care of myself. 109. Let's see what numbers we have. And so, like, I'm on an acne treatment now. I'm trying to do that. I've got a contract with a company that hopefully on Monday, if Canada Post doesn't screw up, hopefully on Monday I'll be getting the package, and then I might have to take a trip to Toronto, and I'll be like filming it and posting a video on something else that's gonna kind of help them. Depending on who you ask, it'll help my appearance, or it'll like show a severe insecurity, but it's gonna help me feel more confident. So that's something that I'm working on too. I'm trying to, like, you know, up things all around. I kind of just had given up on myself, so I'm trying not to do that again. Oh man. Okay, Nubbins, go to sleep. Thank you so much for the raid, man. Take care of yourself. I'm really glad to see that you're making content again. And I look forward to seeing more of your TikToks and stuff. I always love your perspective on stuff. Everybody, if you don't follow Nubbins, you got to. He's awesome. He is so awesome. I'm at 230 and I'm going to the gym at least 3 times a week to hopefully get back down to 200 at least. I would love to get back to 180. I'm hoping that I can see that 8, 1.8. I don't care if it's like 1.89. I would like to get back to 1.8. 230 was like my max that I've ever been. The thing is, like, according to the BMI, I was obese, but I wasn't. Like, if you looked at me, you wouldn't be like, that guy is huge. I was chubby, right? Like, I was average looking. I think I carried it okay. The big thing is I have heart problems, right? And so that doesn't help, having heart problems and being bigger. But I was always a very, very, very thin guy. Like, I was a skinny guy. Like, I'm 5'10.5", 5'11", 5'10.5", let's say. And I weighed like 135, between 135 and 140 was my average weight. So I was like a twig. I was lanky and really, really, really skinny. And then I just got up to 230 and just never was able to bring it back. And like, I worked out a lot for a while and the weight wouldn't go off. And a big part of it was my eating habits. And it wouldn't go off. And so it's like, now I'm much, much more physical at work. Like, I went from sitting on my butt all day long to doing a job where I do 3 locations for work, and the 3 locations that I go to, I do about 10,000 steps a location. So I walk a lot now. I also would overeat because I get bored, and when I get bored, I eat. And so, like, I would have my breakfast at like 11 o'clock in the morning, then I'd have dinner at like 5, and then I would eat before going to work at 10, and then I would eat when I got home at like 5 in the morning. And so it's like I was eating 4 meals a day, and I wasn't like little tiny itty bitty meals. We're talking like a supersized Big Mac type of thing each meal. I was eating McDonald's 7 days a week. So I've cut out the McDonald's. I'm having McDonald's like once, maybe twice a week, depending on what's going on shift wise. I was only drinking soda for everything. And I've tried to reduce the soda down to like having dinner and maybe one other one in the day if I really, really crave it, and then try to drink water for the rest of the day. It's helped. It's been very hard, but it has helped. No worries. No worries. You get that barking dog. 65, 175. 180 for years. Yeah. Yeah, once it catches you, it's really hard to get rid of, and it's really easy to get it back. Because like there was a while there where I got a little bit bigger when I was in college. The first time when I went to theater school, I got a little bit bigger. I was at like 185, which for me was big. And then I got back into theater school. Once I finished theater school, I got back into doing theater, and I got really active again. And then I got down to like 145. And I stuck there while I was doing theater. Then I stopped doing theater because work didn't allow it. And then I went back and got up to like about 180. And it was really, really like wearing down on me. At the same time, I started to lose my hair. So I gained a bunch of weight. I went through a bad breakup and I lost my hair and all of it was eating away at me. So I started working out again and I was really, really adamant about it. And I actually did really well. I didn't lose a ton of weight, but I got very, very slim because I gained muscle. I was never like 6-pack or anything. It's just I got more lean just from the muscle mass or whatever. And then I stuck like that for about a year. And then it just slowly came on. It wasn't something that happened overnight for me. It was something that like little by little. I'd look at the scale and it was like, okay, I'm at 170. It's okay. Then like 7-8 months later, I'm at 175. Okay, it's only 5 pounds more. No big deal. And then about a year ago, my daughter, she has a lot of developmental issues. And for one of them, she takes a medication that stunts growth. And so the doctor is very, very on top of how much she's growing, how tall she's getting, how much she weighs. And she was getting very self-conscious about it. So we all started weighing ourselves to show her that it's fine. Like, we're just seeing where we are. My heart stopped when I looked at the scale and I was at 124 or 224. And like when I was at 190, I was surprised that I had let myself go there. Because I was always so skinny, right? Like, I didn't think I was fat. I looked at myself and I'm like, yeah, I've got like a pooch and I got boobies, but like, I'm still okay. Like, I don't feel ashamed of myself. But then when I saw that weight, I was like, where did that come from? Like, that's, 50 pounds that I didn't feel happen. And when it was 224, I was like, that was a lot more than I expected it to be. But I kind of just stuck there. I didn't do anything about it because like I didn't really care, right? But now because of the heart problems, that's when I started caring, because it wasn't so much like I'm ashamed of how I look, whatever. It was more of like I'm scared that I'm gonna die, because when the doctor said he thought I had a heart attack and my blood pressure was so out of control and I have fatty liver, it's like, oh my God, I got to get on top of this now. So now I'm doing my best to stay healthy. If I get to like 189, I'm happy there. If I go lower, cool. But if I'm at 189, I'm happy there, because that's a much more reasonable weight. I'm still considered overweight. I should be sitting at like 170. But 180, 189, I'd be happy. I think that's still a considerable size. You're a huge board eater? Yeah, it really sucks being a board eater. Because I had to get most of my teeth pulled. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that can really mess with your diet. Your mouth can mess with your diet big time. Or you stop skateboarding. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not working out. It's literally the casual things you did without thinking. Oops. The casual things you did without thinking. Like, what was it? 190? So what we got here? 102, 103, 104, 106, 109. Okay. Oops. Like for me, I've never been a sports person. I hate sports. Oops. It's never been a thing for me, but I used to do a lot of theater. Why isn't it? I used to do a lot of theater, and I always did musical theater. And so that involved a lot of dancing. And, hey, Merle! 23 months. Holy crap, Merle. Thank you, Merle. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Lol, 23 months and going, buddy.
Holy crud. I can't believe that. That's insane. Thank you. Man, time goes by so fast. Okay. 102 and 103. Oh, wait, I don't have those numbers, right? Okay, I don't have those numbers. But yeah, like I did a lot of musical theater, and like, I did pretty intense shows. Like Grease is not a great musical, but it has some pretty intense numbers. Like the hand jive was a rough scene to do. Like it was a lot of dancing for 20 minutes straight. And so I went from doing a lot of musical theater, being relatively active in that kind of aspect. I performed with my band every weekend. Doing a 2-hour gig with a band is pretty rough, and it's Latin music, so there was a lot of dancing involved. And then I went to college for nursing, and it was a 2.5-hour train ride out, 2.5-hour train ride back, 6 to 8 hours of class sitting. And then I worked on the weekends where I sat on my butt all day. And so I didn't do anything. And my diet was the same. I've always eaten pretty badly. My diet was the same, but I didn't do anything. And it felt weird that I was gaining weight when, to me, I was like, well, I've never exercised, so what's the big deal? But it's like, no, it's the little exercises, the rehearsals and walking around. And now I work in a place where I'm fairly physical, still not working out, but just walking a lot has made a huge difference. And then not snacking, because snacking is, oh, I'm bad with snacking. Oh, yeah, I think you did, Merle. I think you did. I was surprised. So, okay, so I was off streaming for a year and a couple months, and I got one payout in that year that really surprised me because I was like, I haven't been streaming. How did I make money if I'm not streaming? And there was a few people. There's one person who has been a member sub on YouTube for like ever since I started streaming on YouTube, which was like 5-6 years ago. And they're still a member. And they were only a member because their daughter convinced them to be a member, and they just never canceled it. So they've been paying for a membership for like 5 years, even though they don't watch my channel. And they did it as kind of like for a laugh. And they're still a member. One of those things. I don't know if you've seen those commercials where like, this app's going to help you keep track of the memberships you have so you don't forget. This guy needs it. This guy needs it. Overweight is such a huge BS. You want to pay more attention to. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like there are guys that I see out there that are like 250 pounds, pure muscle, and they're way smaller than me. And then there's me. But then there's guys that I see that are like 175 pounds and look way bigger than me. And it's proportions. It's where it's been put, like where it goes, right? Like I've got fairly thick legs and I've got a big bum. And so that helps to carry some of my weight. Whereas there's some guys that have the chicken leg thing going on and they've got a big gut. And so they look a lot bigger than they are, even though they weigh 10 pounds less than I did. Although I still take offense. I had to buy a new chair. My old chair broke. And I was looking at reviews on like ergonomic chairs. And this guy, if you ever see this, I'm going to kick you in the shins, was talking about a mesh chair. And he goes, you know, this chair's pretty good, but if you're like a bigger person, I'd say like weighing more than 170 pounds, I wouldn't take this. Like if you're a really big person, 170 pounds isn't a really big person, man. But then later on he said he's like 5'6", so I guess he's paying for it. Anyway, since stop going to the gym, but yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Like the BMI thing is complete BS, and a lot of healthcare education is now teaching that that's not a good calculation to go off of. It might give you a rough idea of what you're kind of looking at, but it's not a good calculation. It's stupid. It's stupid. More important is just like the amount of cholesterol you have, good versus bad. If you've got like fatty liver, like that, those things, how your arteries are doing, that's blood pressure. Those are more important. Because you can be much, much bigger and be insanely healthy, and you can be super skinny and be completely a wreck inside. Okay, medicinal benefits. Humans have used herbs to treat sickness and disease. Oh, it's just a green herb. Okay, cool. I'm 5'6". Yeah, but like, you know, for a guy, 5'6" hurts sometimes. I'm trying to make myself feel better. He said I was huge. He said I was huge. I'm 5'10" and half. That half is important. No, but it goes to show how disconnected some people are from weight to like what is considered big or not. You know what I mean? Because like there are some guys out there that are like 6'1" and weigh like 200 pounds and look like twigs. But yeah, I think the more important thing is just health. And that's what it is for me. I've been trying really hard to cut back on all like the greasy foods and stuff, which has worked for my benefit. And now my blood pressure's gone down quite a bit and everything seems to be in line. Finally. Finally. Whew. Was it ever hard? Stretch, buddy. Plate to the bottom of it and then mounted it to a generic swivel chair. Oh my god. See, so like gaming chairs are hit and miss. If you get yourself a very expensive gaming chair, it can be pretty comfortable. Like I hear the, oh, I don't remember what they're called anymore. Oh, I don't remember what they're called. They're a really famous gaming chair company that they do really, really comfortable gaming chairs. But I bought like a lower end gaming chair and I lasted like an hour in that chair. And then I'd be like right on the platform and like on the wood. And it was horrendous. And like the back support wasn't good. It was a pillow, right? So with my weight, eventually the pillow would flatten and then it wouldn't be doing any lumbar support. And my butt would hurt because I would be right on the wood. No, it wasn't Respawn. It wasn't Respawn. It was, I want to say their logo is a U. It's not a U. It's like a different, it's like a Roman, is it Roman? A Roman letter? I don't remember what they're called. They're really famous though. They're expensive though. Like their cheapest chairs are like $350. I've never used a Respawn. I've never heard good or bad about Respawn. So I've heard of them. I haven't heard any reviews, good or bad, from Respawn. I've tried contacting them a few times because I would have loved to be one of their creators. They were looking for creators on TikTok to work with, and I would have loved to try one of their chairs. But after having the cheap gaming chair, I will never get another gaming chair again. Even the Respawn one, if it's a good one, I probably wouldn't use it long term, only because a lot of gaming chairs are leather or like that fake suede, and that can get really, really hot. And when you're sitting for 4 or 5 hours, if you stream for a long time and you've got a room with a lot of lights, you know, sweaty bum is a big issue. And I really hated that I'd be like really sweaty by the end of my stream. Whereas like this, I've got like a full-blown ergonomic office chair. And I'm still breaking it in. My butt hurts right now because I just got it recently. I'm breaking it in. But the lumbar support on this is amazing. And I don't get hot sitting in this chair, which is really, really nice. Yeah, car seats, they're made to be decent quality. Like they've got thick sponge, right? Whereas a lot of gaming chairs are made to look cool. The thing with car seats, gaming chairs, they're emulating a racing chair, which is good for when you're racing. They're not really meant to be good support for when you're going to sit for 8 hours, right? So a good gaming chair that's going to take more of that into consideration is going to be a lot of money. Whereas like the cheap, like $150, $200 gaming chairs, they're not considering that. They just want to look cool. And that's why I got it, because I was trying to go for like the I'm a real streamer thing. And it wasn't good quality, and I really paid for it, and I stuck with it for a long time. I bought like a gel seat for your car. I bought one of those to put on the gaming chair to kind of survive with it, and I used it for a really long time. I hated every minute of it. And then I got my first mesh chair, and I really, really, really liked it. I had one issue with it, and that was that the seat was pretty much straight. And so it's mesh, but the edge was hard plastic. So my weight had sunk in the mesh a little bit, and the hard plastic would cut into my thighs. So my legs were hurting. This one has a much deeper scoop, so the hard plastic is a little bit lower, so it's not pressing into my thighs so much. But it's not very customizable. So this one, I can't really move the arms as much as I could with the other one. I can't adjust the lumbar at all. I can't adjust the back at all. The other one, I could bring the back up and down and adjust the lumbar. But the missus has a lot of back problems. So I gave her my mesh chair since I wasn't streaming. And then I started streaming. And so I tried using the gaming chair again, but the base has loosened, and so the chair was tilted. And so at all times I was tilted. And so like 20 minutes into the stream, my lower back was in severe pain. Trust is a high-end budget brand. I think it's Secret Labs I was thinking of. I think it was Secret Labs that I was thinking of, Girl Thulu, for the gaming chair that I was talking about. That's like they're the good ones. They're the ones that are actually like decently comfortable. This one far less expensive than a Secret Labs chair. I think I paid like $180 for this, and if it was American, it'd be like $125. Not like a super cheap chair, but the lumbar support on this is much better than my racing chair was. The fact that it's mesh. I've been sitting here for a couple of hours now, and I'm not sinking in to like hit rock bottom like I would in the gaming chair. It's not sweaty, which is nice. chair arms, but I have a seat. You could buckle up, so when you get scared, you don't fall out of your seat, right? Yeah. So Secret Labs is a decent company. But yeah, chairs are very, very subjective too. Like some chairs are super comfortable for some people, and some people hate them. Like absolutely hate them. The seat goes down with you. Oh man. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Omega. Yeah. I was like, I know it's like a letter, but I don't know, like, is it Roman letter or Greek letter or something like that? Yeah, that's what it is. It's Secret Labs. That's the one, 100%. You miss having a desk and game chair. Did you get rid of all your stuff, Merle? Greek. Okay, it was Greek. Yeah, after I stopped streaming, I stopped using all my stuff. Like my computer pretty much remained off most of the time that I stopped streaming. I don't really have to care about chairs as much as I have a thing called console in front of a bed setup. Yeah. I only had to worry about it now that I'm streaming. When I stopped streaming, I didn't use my chair. I didn't use my computer at all. I hate sitting at a computer desk. I hate it. And like people who PC game, I love PC gaming. I hate having to sit at my desk to PC game, which is the main reason I like stopped using my PC completely. I was really big into VR, so at least that got me using my PC, but I wasn't sitting in a chair at a desk. I do prefer sitting on a couch or on my bed, but I don't have a TV in this room. I have you can kind of see it. I have a projector screen because I've got like a really cheap Amazon projector, but it's a pain in the butt to have to turn off all my lights and let that thing warm up so the light's kind of bright and still play at like 720p, and it's not great just to play a video game. So I don't really game when I'm sitting on my couch. When I'm sitting on my couch, like I'm on my tablet. That's about it. And I don't have a TV in here because there's not really space for it. I've been considering maybe like hanging it on the wall and having it like on one of those like movable arms so I can like make it point where I want and then get it out of the way so it's not in the way throughout the day. But I do prefer sitting on the couch. I don't like sitting at a desk, which is one of the downsides to streaming. But at least this chair is comfortable to sit for streaming. From your couch or bed, yeah. And that's it. I prefer sitting on the couch to play video games. And I got one of those recliner couches. I have to get rid of it though because it's bad for my hip. But yeah, I'd rather sit there. Like my computer didn't get turned on for like over a month and a half at one point because I had zero reason to turn it on. And then for a while I would turn it on, it would just stay on, and I wouldn't do anything with it. Oh man. Yeah, you just can't set up your PC for a while. Hey, Texas, how you doing, man? How you been? Yeah, I don't mind it. Now that I'm back, like it's nice to have my PC and have it going again. And I always feel proud when my desk is like all nice and neat stuff, but I'd rather be sitting on a couch. But nobody wants to see me laying on the couch with my feet up playing a video game. I mean, unless it was like a foot fetish thing. But like you have to pay me lots of money for that. Tiff, how you doing? Welcome. How are you? Everybody who's hanging out, if you don't follow me on TikTok, I do go live on TikTok more often than I go live here. I'm only live here once a week. I'm live on TikTok a couple times a week. This weekend, the girls are going away, and I'm going to be home alone all weekend. And so I don't have friends, so I can't even throw a party. No. So I'm probably going to stream over the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, probably on TikTok. I doubt I'm going to do it on here, but it'll be during the day. It'll be way earlier than now because I have to work at night. So I'm going to stream during the day, take a rest, and go to work. But yeah, it's lonely and scary, so you guys got to keep me company. But yeah, if you want to hang out more often, I will be live on TikTok. Let's save. I've talked way too much. Get your new laptop delivered and set it all up. Yeah, it's always so exciting. It's always so exciting. Well, Destiny, I've just started, and I haven't gotten to any of the scary stuff yet. So it's treating me okay right now. I think that might be why I'm talking so much. I don't want to run into Mr. X. I don't want to see Mr. X anytime soon. Let's store this for now. Oh, 3.5 hours. Ugh, gross. Gross. I'm good, man. I'm good. Just here hanging out, trying to enjoy catching up with everybody. Talking without shutting up. But yeah, so when I was streaming originally, I had a 2-monitor setup, but one of them was like a 32-inch 4K monitor, but it was a TN panel. If you guys don't know anything about panels, TN panels are very good because they're responsive, but their color accuracy is horrendous. And like if you're slightly off angle, the colors are all off. And because you're streaming, you're never really straight on, right? And I didn't want to use that monitor. I've got a 1440p monitor that's like HDR and it's IPS monitor, so the colors are good. It's 144 hertz. Like it's a nice gaming monitor. So that's what I use for gaming. But the chat monitor was always kind of off angled, and so the colors were always off, and it was really hard to read chat with it. And it was huge. 32 inches is like stupid big. And I bought it before I started streaming. I bought it because I wanted a big monitor. I regretted it big time. And so it started to die on me. The power connector is loose. So like if I barely moved it, it would just shut off. And then it would like reset Windows to like reset the windows. And it was a pain. So I tried streaming using just one monitor, and it was a nightmare trying to watch chat and play because I could do picture in picture, but this is a 24-inch. So it's like a tiny little window to play in. And I couldn't see the chat because it was so little. So I bought myself a little portable monitor. It's only 15 inches. It's super, super tiny. It's like a laptop. It weighs next to nothing. And it's perfect because when I edit, I use my MacBook. And it's the same, a little bit bigger than my MacBook. So I can literally have both monitors, and I can sit on the couch and have my portable monitor there and have a 2-screen setup for when I'm editing videos. It's nice. Obviously not as nice as having like a proper monitor, but it's still a really decent monitor. Destiny. No, I didn't see. I saw. Was it the one about you gaming, not needing a chair, or was there something before that? Okay, no, you explained what your name change was. Okay, no, I didn't see that one. I did not see that one. 4 monitors. Oh my god. Yeah, big monitors aren't a big deal. They're just not for me. They're just not for me. I prefer a much cleaner setup. I prefer a much more minimalist setup. And having a big monitor meant I needed a much bigger desk. And I needed to figure out a way to make it look decent on screen or on the setup. Too much work for me. So I prefer the much smaller monitors. I actually wanted... Actually, no, let's leave that one there. I actually wanted another 24-inch. But the prices, what I would have paid for like a low-end 24-inch, I was what I paid for this 15-inch portable. And I like the portable because I can just kind of take it wherever. There are nights where like the family gets together and we game, and Alana's using the big TV, and I would like bring over my laptop or whatever. It'd be nice to have like this portable little monitor if I want to plug in an Xbox or whatever over there. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't see that. Nice. So what made you change your name to Destiny Awaits? You don't need huge ones to use as extras. See, and for me, it's like 24 is like the maximum that I want. I didn't want anything bigger than that. I wish I had a better HDR experience. This one is not very bright, but I do respect big monitors. Like the 32-inch was nice, size-wise. I just didn't like that it was a TN. I couldn't see anything with it. And I reduced my desk. When I got that, I had an L-shaped desk, so I had a lot of real estate to work with. And then I reduced this down to like a really tiny stand-up monitor, or a stand-up desk. And so, one, I wanted it lighter so I could stand it up. And two, I don't have desk space now to have big monitors. So 2 little ones is good enough for me. Oh, okay. Undying Destiny 5 is your GT. Okay. Probably would have regretted it. Yeah, I'm very much into like the minimalist, clean aesthetic. Like I try really hard to like have my cable management as clean as possible. There's some stuff that drives me crazy about my setup, but there's nothing I can do to hide the cables. But I try really hard to be minimalist. I don't want more than 2 monitors. I've seen some really nice monitor setups with like 6 monitors, and they look great. Or 3 monitors even, and they look great. Too much for me. I get way too distracted. There's just too much to watch. 2 monitors is good enough. 1 for chat, an OBS, and then gameplay. I'm pretty sure yours is an IPS. What's cable management? I used to not care. I've become really, really like picky about it, and it drives me crazy because the portable monitor has its inputs on the side. So, and it's right where the camera is. So like all I stare at is just like these weird floating cables. It drives me crazy, but nothing else I can do. Cable management is imagination. It is. It is. The buttons must be pressed in a certain order. Pressing a single button out of order. Oh, okay. Let's open it. Nope. Oops. Oops. Okay. We're like going backwards. Oh. Dang it. Ha, we got it. But yeah, I'm like so picky about cable management. I really hate it. I really hate that I'm so picky about it because it drives me crazy and nobody sees it. Like you can't see my desk here. You can't see my desk setup at all. I mean, when I had my old camera angle, it was even more important because you could see my desk. But like right now, what's driving me crazy here? I've got a little mini desk fan to keep me cool, and there's this like cable in the way that drives me crazy, and then the cable monitors, the monitor cables that are just kind of floating there drive me really crazy. And the Stream Deck. Oh, the Stream Deck. There's just like one random cable on my desk. Little nitpicky stuff, and it drives me crazy. You need to play this again. I love this game. I haven't played it since it was released. And I was looking for something that would get me scared, but I've been way too entertained talking to you guys. I needed something that would get me scared, and this game is just... It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, that can be a nightmare to try to figure out camera placement in comparison to the rest of your setup. I hate that so much because sometimes the perfect angle is right where your monitor sits. And then you've now seen the perfect angle and all you want is that angle, but you can't get it to work because of the monitor. Like, this is literally in the middle of my desk. Like the least ideal place because I like to have my monitor in the middle of the desk. But when I have my monitor in the middle of the desk, I then have to have my second monitor kind of on the side. And I'm either going to give up desk space so I don't have that gap between the monitors, or I'm going to have a weird gap between the monitors. And then that means that the camera is going to be on the side. But on this angle, you can kind of see it here. Because I'm in a living room, there's not a lot of like nice angles to see the background. So if this camera is over here, you're going to be staring at my couch. And there's nothing nice to look at. But if this camera's over here, you're going to be staring at this white projector screen. And it's not very nice to look at. So the only place to kind of get a decent background is straight on. But I don't like when your gameplay monitor, this is my personal aesthetic. I don't like how it looks when my monitor and my webcam are in the exact same spot. So I'm looking and it looks like I'm looking at you guys as I'm playing, or like below you when I'm playing. I prefer it when I'm kind of looking off to the side. So it looks like I'm looking at gameplay. You know what I mean? So I've had to make some concessions for that, but I hate trying to figure out where cameras go. I'm at the very beginning, Destiny. We've literally just gotten to the police station. We talked to Marvin and explored the first hallway. That's pretty much all I've done. Oh! What? I put the wood block there. What you want? Oh, you jerk.
Son of a bitch.
This is a PG-13 channel, dude. Ooh. Oh, he's there. Okay. Yeah, I had the L-shaped desk, and I didn't mind it. I didn't like that I was really stuck on where I could put it. Where I was living when I had the L-shaped desk, the only corner it would work in was very limiting on what I could do background-wise for the stream. Oh, I'm still in the... That's what you meant by the scene. I was like, game scene. I haven't done a scene. What's happening? I was on the wrong scene. Oops. The place that I was living in, the L-shaped desk only fit in one spot, and that one spot made it very limiting on what I could do for the background. And I used to stream from the bedroom. The apartment we used to live at was really tiny. Only place I could stream from was from the bedroom, and I felt really uncomfortable kind of showing my bed in the background. Do you know what I mean? Because like it wasn't just my bed. I felt kind of weird doing that. So I only had one place to put the camera, and it like limited everything. And so it was one of those, it was an L shape that I could take apart. So I took it apart, but the leftover piece was super tiny. And so I dealt with that for a little while. And then I bought this stand-up desk. Oh, no. Then I bought one of those like stereotypical streamer IKEA desks, you know, the one with like the countertop and the two Alex drawers and all that. Or I only got one Alex drawer and I did legs. And I did that for a while, but that was just a little bit too big. And so I didn't like that it was just slightly too big. And at the time I was having a lot of, the heart pressure issues I was dealing with. And so I wanted to stand up more often. And so then I got this standing desk, which is pretty ideal size-wise. It could be a little bit bigger, but I'm okay with where it is. But I do like that it's not an L shape because I can kind of put this wherever I want. Whereas with the L shape, I was very limited on the position it could be in. Laptop in the little part of the L and his big monitor on the long part with his computer on the bottom shelf. Yeah. See, the way I've always had my desk is I like to have my computer on the desk. Because I've always had like a secondary angle, not always, but a lot of the times I've had a secondary angle, or I have my camera set up in an angle where you can see my computer. And so I've always kind of had it that way. Now I kept the Alex drawer. I got rid of the whole desk setup from before, but I kept the Alex drawer. Now my computer's on the Alex drawer, and then my desk only has my monitors on it. But yeah, L-shaped desks, they're great. They didn't work for me. I'm very ADHD. I like to move things around all the time. So I never keep my desk in the exact same spot. So every few months I move things around, and it can be a nightmare because things finally start to look good. And then I'm like, no, I don't want it this way. I want it a different way for no other reason than I like to change things. Like even today, I moved things because this monitor was over here and this monitor was over here and the camera was over there. And I moved everything just for the sake of moving everything. Yeah, the head of your bed in the walk-in closet. Yeah. So what I had done is I put the camera on a very extreme angle so it would kind of only get like this side. And so you would only see the wall and like the back corner of the room. And then I would crop the camera a little bit so you wouldn't see the bed. And then I had my whole collection on that wall, so at least there was something to look at over there. But the room that I lived in, the apartment that we lived in and the room that I was in, it wasn't a perfect square. The doorway was like into the room. Like the actual door frame was sunken into the room. So it was almost like a corner had been cut out of the room. And then the other corner, the closet was there. And that was also a corner that was cut out. So there was like only one spot that the desk could go and still fit with the bed there. So it was really, really limiting. I hated that apartment. I hated it so much. And then we moved here. And then my desk used to be behind the projector in that little room area. But it was very, very frustrating because the neighbors that lived upstairs, whenever they peed, I could hear them. So when I stopped streaming, I was really worried that, because I wasn't going into that room, it would flood and then everything would get wrecked. So I moved everything into the living room and then hoped that would give me an excuse to use it. You're trying to remember my old camera. Well, I've gone through a lot of changes stream-wise because I'm in this room now, but I was in the room behind the projector screen before. And then before that, I was in my old apartment, which was a bedroom. It's been quite a few changes. And even in that room, I had moved things around quite a few times. So I've had multiple angles. Again, I like to move things. I considered today even like reassigning where the room was in general, but I didn't want to do all the work, so I didn't do it. Okay, I should concentrate and actually play. So if I put it on the 2, what do I get out of the 2? 202. Oh, I'll get more space in my backpack. 208, I would get more shells. But I can't open this because I need a key card. But I don't think I get the key card in here, right? I get the key card elsewhere. Get another knife. Get some dust thing. Alright, let's put it in the number 2. Oh. Okay, now I can choose. 2. I hope I don't regret that. Okay. Oh, this is 203. I can't do it anyway. Dang it. Oh well. Couldn't have done it no matter what. Because he didn't have an amazing mic and the room was very echoey. Yeah. Everybody's original setup is usually pretty janky to begin with. It's usually pretty gross to begin with. My original, so I've gone through a lot of different rooms. My original stream setup, my very, very first stream setup was in my first apartment. It was actually my second apartment, but it was where I lived by myself before I met Alana. And it was in the living room. I had a really nice apartment, but my old living room had really, really, really high ceilings. It was an old mansion that got converted into like 6 apartments. And I lived in the apartment that was what used to be the kitchen or the dining room. And so I had like a huge, huge ceiling with like a chandelier. It was really weird. My ceilings, I think, were like 16 feet tall. Like it was a really high ceiling. And so it was super echoey, and it was hard tile because it was a dining room, and it was really, really echoey. So I used that for a while, and then I lost my job and I had to move back in with my parents. And so I moved in with my parents for a few months, and I set up in the spare bedroom they had there while I was trying to kind of get myself back on my feet. While I was living with my parents, my grandfather passed away, and my grandmother had Alzheimer's. And so because I was the guy that didn't have like a steady job and I didn't have a wife or anything, I moved in to take care of my grandmother full time. And then I took over their spare bedroom at my grandmother's house while I was taking care of her. I didn't feel comfortable. No, they had a spare bedroom, and they had 2 spare bedrooms. She slept in the downstairs spare bedroom because she couldn't go up the stairs. Upstairs, they had two bedrooms. One was my grandfather's and one was the spare. So I set up in the spare bedroom, and I was sleeping there at first because I felt really uncomfortable sleeping in my grandfather's room so soon after he passed away. Eventually, I went and slept in his room, and I had the stream set up in the spare bedroom until eventually I moved in with Alana. And then we had the stream set up in our bedroom. And that one wasn't bad. You know, I made it look decent. I hated that apartment, but I made it look decent. And then from there, we moved here. And then I had like a proper stream room. And then Alana and I started working opposite schedules. And so she would be up when I was sleeping, and I would be up when she was sleeping. And so it was kind of weird trying to sleep in the bedroom, because if she ever needed anything, she'd have to wake me up to go get it. And if I ever needed anything, I'd have to wake her up. So then I tore down the stream room, and I set up a bedroom in this other room so I could sleep when that was happening. Now we work the same schedule, so it's a little bit better. But then I set that up as my bedroom. And then this is where I am now. So lots of moving around. Lots of moving around. With Minecraft videos, I never, ever did Minecraft on the channel. I've never done Minecraft, and now I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't, because I may have had a big blow up if I would have done some Minecraft. I may have blown up. Who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know how famous I would have been had I done Minecraft. I don't know where I'm going. So that's a wall. Okay, what happens if I go in that door? But I have footage of all my stuff because I started on YouTube, right? And the beauty of YouTube, which is one of the main reasons that like my heart will always belong to YouTube, is my videos stay up forever. So I've been able to go back and watch my very first stream ever. and see the progress that I had on YouTube. Now, Twitch, any clips that I have are the only things that I have to look back on. And there's not a lot of clips because not very many people clip my stuff because there wasn't a lot of clip-worthy stuff on my streams. And the stuff that was clip-worthy, we were all usually too busy laughing to clip it. Or they clipped it and I just never saved it. Because I'm really stupid when it comes to using Twitch. But I have footage of pretty much all the setups that I had. And it's interesting to watch how much I've progressed. I'm very proud of myself to see how much I progressed. Preston, how you doing, man? How are you? The night is going well. I'm just waiting for Alana. She's at work right now. So I'm streaming while she's at work. Trying to take in as much as I can before I have to go pick her up. I hope you're doing well, man. How to Ollie? Nice. Oh, man. Because you didn't understand it. Yeah, it can be pretty complicated. And
What in the...
depending on the time that you joined YouTube, things got really complicated for a while there to start a stream on YouTube. I never like fully blew up as a streamer. I had a while that I was doing really well. When I first started streaming, I was averaging like 45 to 60 viewers per stream for a little while there. But I never had like a proper blow up. Although I'm kind of glad I never had that proper blow up. I don't think I would have been able to handle the pressure. I should probably take that, but I'm too scared to right now. But yeah, no, I've had those bad stream technical streams. When I moved in with my grandmother to take care of her, she had really slow internet because she didn't really use it very much. And I was streaming at 240p. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. And then eventually I upgraded the internet. I paid to get better internet. And then things got a little bit better over there. But I've slowly upped my stream little by little. But Preston, I hope you're doing well, man. I was thinking about you a few days ago. I was like, now that I'm streaming, I wonder if Preston is gonna get a notification to know that I'm live. Oh, I hate this room.
Leon, it's Marvin. I need you back here ASAP.
Are you okay, Marvin?
I've got something to show you. It's important.
Copy that.
Whoa, Jesus! Whew. Okay, move. Oh god, there's so many of them. Yeah, it was nice though. That's nice. I've never had no, I've never had that many views on YouTube. I have one video that I don't even know what it's at right now. I want to say it broke 100K on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's only ever one video. Everything else is like 100 views, 200 views. I have a few that were like over 1,000 views, but they were live streams when YouTube used to count every view as a view, rather than like after a set amount of time it counts type of thing. Playlists. Let me see. These are live streams. Stream stuff. Here we go. So, how many views does this have? Does it tell me? Does it not tell me? 14,000 views. Yeah, 14,000 views. Is the only video that's done well on YouTube. TikTok, different story, but TikTok's a lot easier to get tons of views. You watched the last few too? Yeah, I'm streaming on Thursdays only here. I'm streaming on TikTok a couple times a week too, but Thursdays are the only times that I'm on here.
Come here. Take a look.
But that means you found something that works. That means you found something.
You know her?
Yeah. Name's Claire. I came into town with her.
You can get to that courtyard. Through the second floor. East side.
I'm on it. Thanks, Lieutenant.
And that's the problem I have, is I am not very good at sussing out what people like. I have a lot of issues understanding like social things. And so I'm not very good at sussing out what people would really like. I'm funny, but like little like bit comedy doesn't work on YouTube anymore. And so it's very hard to get viewership when you're doing stuff that doesn't work on YouTube. Like it's not catered to YouTube. Much better on TikTok. That's why I've done well on TikTok, because my kind of stuff works on TikTok. But if you found something that works, it's a double-edged sword. You stick with it and you will continue to grow, but it's a much more likely chance that you're going to burn out. But sometimes once you've got that growth, if you can build a good enough community, you can kind of veer away from that and continue with your community. But it can be tough sometimes. But yeah, Preston, I've been streaming now for, this is my 3rd stream here. I've done about 5 streams, I think, on TikTok. We're playing Dark Souls on TikTok right now. I got banned last week from TikTok for streaming Dark Souls. But we're streaming Dark Souls over there. I'm doing horror stuff over here. Trying to take it a lot more casually. I'm trying not to make this a big thing anymore like I had been. I'm not taking it as seriously as I had been. I'm trying to take everything less seriously. Uh-oh. Whoa! Oh no, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Hold on, I just got a text message. I'm trying not to take anything seriously. Preston, I had an audition and for an ideal husband, and I didn't get it, and I don't feel bad about it. There was somebody there that I really didn't want to do the show with, so I'm glad that I didn't get it for that part. But like, I stuck through the whole audition because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway. I want to get on stage, and then I didn't get it, and I'm perfectly fine with it. So I'm trying really hard to just be like, whatever, you know. Same with the streaming and what's happening.
Hey, Leon.
Same with the streaming and TikTok and stuff. I'm really trying to take it as like a
Hold on.
put my feet
I'll
up
be
and
right
relax
there.
type of thing.
Okay.
Skateboarding tutorials blow up in February or March.
Claire. It's so nice to see you.
How you doing?
You're already down 20 subs. Hold on.
I'm guessing
Hold on.
You don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. But how are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any luck with your brother?
No, not yet.
Claire, don't lose hope.
The audio's
Sure, we're
off.
gonna find him.
Because the video froze, the audio's off now.
Damn it. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Weird glitch.
Dinner time.
Claire, I think you should go.
Don't worry about me, Leon. You take care of yourself.
Claire, you need to go. Now.
I love this game.
Okay, let's get through this. Both of us.
The audio is so off. And that's so normal. There was a time there, Bitsy. There was a time there when I was streaming. So for a really long time, my channel was like grow on YouTube, where I was averaging like 100 subs a day for a little while there. And then it slowed down and it became average, you know, 4 or 5 subs a stream, maybe 20 in a week. In a week, my noise gate's too high. Maybe 20 in a week, and it was going okay. And then I lost my job. I stopped streaming for a bit. When I came back to it, I was growing a lot slower. It was more like 5 in a week, but I was still growing. And then all of a sudden, the adpocalypse happened, and YouTube switched the way that they were calculating streams and the way that they were accepting views and all that. And then all of a sudden, I had nobody coming to my stream that wasn't part of the community already, so no new faces. And then every day, I would gain 4 or 5 subs, during the stream and I would lose 4 or 5 subs. So I was like either neutral or losing 1 or 2 per day. And so it was really rough when I was, you know, there would be times where I'd get like 15 subs in a stream. And at the end of the day, I had 3 less than when I started. And so it was going backwards for a really long time. And that happens. And it can be pretty frustrating sometimes to watch those numbers go down. But sometimes it's bot accounts. Sometimes it's empty accounts that aren't being used. Sometimes it's somebody who followed you and then they changed their mind because they were expecting something that wasn't there. Or it was somebody who followed like part of a hype and then they just stopped following. Do you know what I mean? It's what happened to me on TikTok. There was one point that I lost like 7,000 subs in like 24 hours on TikTok. Bot accounts, obviously. 7,000 people aren't going to unfollow in 24 hours. But it happens. It can be demoralizing though. It can be demoralizing. You stopped right before or during. Yeah. Adpocalypse was weird. YouTube changed a lot. And the thing is, when streaming started on YouTube, because I joined YouTube.
I've got a situation here. I'm surrounded by zombies.
Pretty much immediately when streaming became
Marvin,
kind of a thing on YouTube.
Damn it.
Okay, come on. The heck? Oh. And so they were very, very supportive. I don't know if it was that they were supportive or like the algorithm was set up for videos and streams were kind of overpowered. But like I was getting recommended new people all the time. And I'd be streaming and every stream I'd have 4 or 5 people who had never heard of my channel who were just popping in and following because they had just seen me on the recommended page. And so the algorithm was really good. I would finish a stream and I'd have like 1,500 views by the end of the stream. For somebody who had less than 300 followers, 1,500 views by the end of the stream was huge. I was averaging on a regular day, it was about 45 viewers concurrent. On a good day, it was like 65 to 70 concurrent. On a bad day, it was 25 concurrent, which is 25 is still better than most streamers out there. It was going really, really well. And then the adpocalypse started and I stopped doing streams right when that was kicking in. And things started to change. All of a sudden, those 1,000 views by the end of the stream was down to like 100 views because they weren't counting repeat viewers who would leave and come back. Or they weren't counting viewers who didn't stay long enough. And so it's like that all of a sudden was a huge hit. And then they stopped recommending people to the For You page or the recommended page. And so it was really hard when like it was all the same faces and nobody new was coming in. Not that I didn't appreciate the same faces coming by, but it was like that halted the growth because nobody new was seeing me. All that got really hard. And then they changed the way that the streaming setup was, and it was a lot harder to get your stream set up for YouTube, and all that got really, really frustrating. And then growth just slowed right down. On the other hand, Twitch was a lot slower to grow on, but because it's more gamified, because it's more gamer centric, financial support was a lot better on Twitch. In 1 month on Twitch, I made more money than I've ever made on YouTube. Like even on like I did a 1,000 special, 1,000 follower special on YouTube, and I got a bunch of donations. I made more money in 1 month on Twitch than I made on all of my YouTube career. So it's like there's ups and downs. YouTube was a lot faster to grow at the beginning. It was really easy to grow on YouTube at the beginning. Like I went from 30 subs to 2,000 in the span of like 6 months, which is pretty quick overall. Not even 6 months. It was about 2.5 months it took me to grow that much. Whereas on Twitch, it took me a heck of a lot longer. And the last like 1,500 subs was thanks to YouTube, or followers was thanks to YouTube. Twitch. The last 1,500 followers was thanks to TikTok. But on TikTok, I have 100,000 plus, right? So it's like, even then, it's not a very big number that went over to Twitch. It was a lot easier to grow on YouTube before. It was stupid easy to grow on YouTube before. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Would you stop making? I don't. Bitsy, I don't. So I haven't streamed consistently on YouTube in like 4 years. I was doing like a once a week stream on YouTube for like couple months when I was on Twitch, but I stopped YouTube completely, like way back. And so when I stopped YouTube, I didn't know anything about Twitch, and the YouTube streaming community, at least back then, was very different than the Twitch community. There was no career mindset on YouTube like there is on Twitch, where Twitch, it's very much like, how do I make this a business? How do I grow? How do I diversify? All this stuff. On YouTube, it was very much like, let's go live and see what happens. So there was none of that. How do I make the stream more interactive and fun? And at least the people that I followed back then still are kind of that way. So I don't actually know. I'm sure there are ways to work with some of that stuff through commands on YouTube, but I don't know how. Now, I don't know if they removed the partner program, but I know they changed a bunch of stuff about the partner program, Preston. There's been a lot of big changes on YouTube, which have, no, get out of here, which have not been very beneficial for streamers. The one thing that's been beneficial for me is that, I did, okay, is that I can multi-stream now. So I'm live on YouTube and Twitch right now, which is a nice benefit. But it's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Twitch right now. I don't know how I feel about Twitch. At the same time, grass is always greener on the other side, no matter what side you're on. Because I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube recently, and every other video on YouTube is about how they want to move to Twitch because YouTube doesn't care about the creators. And then on TikTok, all I see is Twitch creators, and all I hear is about how they want to move to YouTube because Twitch doesn't care. I think both platforms they're corporations. They're corporations in the end. They don't really care about the creator. They care about the bottom line, which is get as much money into their pockets as possible. I think there's some major issues on both sides of the platform. Go. Oh, I'm gonna die right now. I'm gonna die. So, I don't know for sure, Preston, because the rumor has always been that it was 3070 when you became Twitch partner. But a lot of Twitch partners that I know have said that that was a very rare thing and you had to fight to get that 3070, that it was still 50-50 on Twitch when you became partner until you became like a much more heavy hitter partner. The partner program, really, the biggest benefit is that you got a couple of extra perks, like could create like a team, or you could do like, you could give lifetime subs to some of your moderators or whatever, so they could always use the emotes and all that, and having that little check mark. And the big thing with the check mark is that when you send out your file to, you know, companies, like if I want to work with Ubisoft, that little check mark can make all the difference from being somebody that they're like, okay, he gets good numbers, to, yeah, we want to work with that guy. But it wasn't really a huge game changer to become partner. If you didn't get that 70%, then it really didn't make a huge difference financially. But that check mark could make the difference business-wise. It could make it a lot easier to gain more business that way. But there's been quite a few changes with Twitch recently, and quite a few changes that people are really not happy about. And so, I don't know how I feel about Twitch. Like, it's got features that I'm not really into, like the point redemption and stuff. It's cool because it gamifies everything way more. But I don't like it because that puts a lot more pressure on me to have to gamify my channel more, and I'm not good at that kind of stuff. I struggled with that. And if there was one thing I always hated, was seeing how my friends... Get out of here. Fall down on the ground, dude. I'm dead. I hated seeing how my friends would have less concurrent viewers than me and were making a hell of a lot more money than me. And it was all because of how creative and innovative they could be with their streams, and I couldn't do any of that. I'm not good at that. And I don't mean I hated it as in like I was jealous of them. I hated it as in like I feel that pressure of having to be creative because streamer 8. I'm dead. I died. That's it. There it is. There it is. Ugh. And we died. And I didn't save for a long time. I didn't save for a really long time. Yeah, Bitsy. So I want to say, man, I can't remember. I want to say that if you were to do something like use a chat bot, I don't know if like chat bot itself or some kind of a chat thing. What's that app called? Is it called Mix It Up? I think it's called Mix It Up. I just died. That sucks. That sucks. Is it called Mix It Up? Yeah, Mix It Up. If you use Mix It Up, I know that can have like a chat bot type thing. I don't know how it doesn't integrate to YouTube. Okay. Because I know chatbot integrates with YouTube. I want to say if there's a way to get like chatbot to do something, then maybe you could get it to work. But I don't know how you would do it. Because I know I've seen streams where people use a bot on YouTube, like they dual stream and the bot works on YouTube, but will also work on Twitch. Like it almost forwards the command to Twitch. There might be a complicated way where you could like get the bot to forward the command to Twitch and have Twitch's integration trigger it on your stream, if that makes sense. But I don't know. Because I don't know how to do that. I only ever saw one streamer be able to connect both bots to both streams. And theirs in particular was that the bot would repeat. They weren't using Restream, or it was Restream was around, but they couldn't get both chats or something on screen. And it's like the bot on Twitch or on YouTube would repeat whatever was said on Twitch into the YouTube chat instead of having it on screen like I have it. The actual chat would just repeat what the other stream was saying so that you could see both chats at the same time in one chat. My guess is something like that. If you could find a way to integrate that, you could get it to command it into Twitch and then have that command come through your stream, but it would be really, really complicated. I don't know how you would do it though. I'm not super good at that stuff. I did, Preston. I still have the jump scares going. I haven't really done anything. Again, I kind of just jumped in head first now that I've come back, but I'm trying really hard to not make this I'm trying not to make this high pressure like it was. I said this earlier in the stream. I was trying to make this a job, and I was being successful at it, but it wasn't successful enough that I could quit my job. But I needed more time in my day to get to that point where I could quit my job. But to do that, I would have had to quit my job. And since I couldn't quit my job, I couldn't do that. And since I couldn't do that, I couldn't make enough money to quit my job. So it was like a vicious negative circle. And so that pressure was getting to me of trying to figure out a way to make money without having to invest more time. And I couldn't do it. And then just like the pressure of numbers going up and down, of the return not being good enough, and of the negativity that was coming out of TikTok. That was getting really hard to deal with. The constant attacks on TikTok was getting really, really hard to deal with. So I'm trying really hard right now to not put that much pressure behind the content creation. I'm trying really hard to just kind of be streaming casually. If I make money, it's more about making money to continue paying for stream stuff, like if a new game comes out or if something breaks and I need to upgrade it. But outside of that, I'm really not trying to do anything except for keep TikTok alive. I am trying to keep TikTok growing, mainly because I do like working with businesses, like checking out some of their stuff, and like my light back there, it broke, but it was really cool. And having connections like that is really awesome. I'm actually working on one. Preston, you might find this interesting. Remember how we talked about how I wanted to do that surgical procedure? So this wouldn't be a problem anymore? I had considered, for everybody, I had considered getting a hair transplant done. But then I had to buy a car. The car came first, and I couldn't afford to do the hair transplant. I am working with a company who does men's hair systems. And if Canada Post doesn't fail me, on Monday I should be getting the system that I get to try out. And I'm going to be getting that put on and see how it looks. See if it's worth it. But like that kind of stuff, I want to keep my TikTok alive so I can do stuff like that, because I think it's really cool to be able to try new products or try new games or like suggest things to other people, right? Like I've had some microphones sent to me and like it's a cool suggestion for a brand new streamer. It's like, hey, here's a $25 microphone, and if you set it right, it'll do your job. You don't need the $500 Shure SM7B. You can buy this $25 microphone and be ready to stream. I like... Oh, Jesus! Whew. Oh, that scared me. Okay. Ooh. So I do like that. But I don't want to get to the point where I am trying to make this into a job again. If it happens, that would be cool. Like, if it gets to the point where I find something that works and grows the channel to the point where I can do this, then yeah, awesome, I would do it. But I'm not putting that pressure on myself anymore. Thrumbos Blues, how's he going? How are you? Yeah, you saw that on the last stream? Yeah, it's going to be weird. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I've seen some that don't look so good. From this company, I've seen some that look really, really, really good. But this first one isn't customized. It's going to be a generic one they're sending me. They're going to customize the next one. And so that one will look much more authentic. But I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited. You know, I've been trying to do a bunch of stuff. I've lost like 30 something pounds. And I'm hoping I'm trying so hard to concentrate and talk at the same time. I'm hoping that by getting healthier and doing the acne treatment and all that, it'll just kind of give me kind of a fresh start, if that makes sense. I don't know what's next. No. Nope. Dang it. Dang it. Ha. And this one. Yes, we got it. Okay. Whew. Oh, it's Aussie Blue. How you doing? How you been? How's life? I hope life is treating you well. Oh, okay. Now my big concern with that is writing a script. I got to write something that sounds interesting because I don't want it to be like an ad. Like, buy this and look how young you'll look. I want it to just be like a real life thing. I'm actually going to like record a whole video, take the camera with me and see the experience. Because of my social thing, I don't really cry when I get excited or anything. But I'm hoping to be able to like film my reaction and get one of those like really raw moments of like, this is a big deal. We'll see. It has been a long year. I haven't streamed in a year in like 2 months. So at least you didn't miss anything in that long year. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. It's always so rewarding. Are you planning to build a PC or are you going to buy a pre-built? And no elitism here. Pre-builts are just as acceptable as long as you don't get ripped off. Okay, what happens if I do 3? What would I get with the 3? Get a knife. That's all I get is a knife. But I don't have a shotgun yet, so do I really need shotgun shells? I think a knife would be more important. Maybe a knife. Let's do the 3. We did the 2 last time, but I don't have a shotgun, so I don't need shotgun shells. Shank Ghost. Mandarin, how you been? You're gonna build it? Nice. It's... Oh, if you've never built a computer, building a computer can be a headache sometimes. it can be really frustrating because sometimes you'll make like one tiny mistake and it'll either break the whole thing, which probably won't happen, but that, or you'll make one tiny mistake and then it won't turn on and you don't know why, and then you later find out that it's like, oh, I just like should have just moved this one cable to this place instead, and now all of a sudden it's fine. Case in point, today I rearranged my desk, and I just replaced my motherboard because my motherboard died, and so I replaced it, rearranged my desk, plugged everything in, turned it on, and then I got a beep code. And so I Google what that beep code is, and it tells me that it's a GPU problem. And so I'm freaking out that it's a GPU problem. So I remove the GPU, plug it back in, turn it on, same beep. And oh no, the first time I thought it was a RAM problem because the code was 1 long beep, 3 short beeps, but I looked up 1 long beep, 2 short beeps. 3. I confused it because it was 3 beeps, but it was actually 3 short beeps. Anyway, and I look it up and it says it's a RAM problem. So I pull out the RAM, put it back in, does it again. I had a couple of old RAM sticks, so I pulled those out, put them in, does it again. Like, damn it. So I go in and I read, and then I find out that it's a GPU problem. Oh, damn it. Pull out the GPU, plug it back in, does it again. My dumbass forgot to plug my monitor in. So it was beeping because my monitor was unplugged and it had nowhere to send a signal. So it was just telling me, hey, it's a video problem. Thankfully, it was no issue. But like those little moments can really drive you up the wall. Okay, so we did the safety deposit box. I guess we go upstairs. No, we didn't find the key yet, right? No. Guess we go upstairs. I was gentle, all right, Mandarin? I'm a gentleman. Oh, man. But yeah, it was a scary moment there when I thought that my GPU was dead. But thankfully, it was just my dumbass not plugging something in. But once your computer's built, it's so rewarding to look at that computer and know it's yours, that you did all the work, and then just like finally play that first game and just watch it run. I gotta stop soon. I hate that thing.
What in the...
20 survivors. Consider this a gift for anyone still unfortunate enough to be alive. Keep your eyes peeled for those creepy fucks that look like they were skinned alive. Lickers, we call them. They're blind as bats, but their hearing more than makes up for that. So long as you don't run around like a total idiot, guns blazing, you should be able to slip right by them. Probably. Either way, make like Grandma and creep around as slow as possible around them, yeah? Anyway, now that I want to go, not that I want to go, but duty calls. That, and I've got a friend to avenge, David. Yeah, the like, do you mean the built-in, like the APU, the one that's built into the CPU thing? My hip. Hey, some of us are getting old and we have bad hips, all right? Some of us can't help it. Yeah, I mean, that'll get you started, and then you don't have to spend all the money at once. It's kind of the same thing I did. When I first built my first PC, I stuck with an APU for the first little while, and then I moved on to getting a GPU because it's just really nice to be able to put everything on max and not have to worry about anything. I don't game at 4K, I game at 1440p, but it's really nice to turn everything on and not have to worry about any delay. But when you're starting off, yeah, definitely save money where you can. Because if you're going to buy yourself like a $300 GPU because that's all you can afford, maybe go without a GPU and then go and, you know, spit out the $800 and get yourself a GPU that's going to last you instead of having to replace it in 2 or 3 years, but you're going to only spend $300 in 2 or 3 years because you can't afford the full price, right? Oh. Relatability. But I did the same thing. When I first bought my PC, I bought a lot of really budget stuff, and I didn't buy things that I didn't need, right? Like what were some of the things? First, I didn't do any RGB on my computer at first. I used my old GPU from like when I built this one. I used my old GPU for a really long time. Then I upgraded that finally. But like my RAM, I got slow RAM. I didn't get super fast RAM because I don't mind waiting a little bit longer for it to load. It does affect some frame rate when you're talking about Ryzen, but not enough for it to make a difference unless you're a competitive gamer, right? Like you're going to go from like 90 frames a second to like 97.
Marvin, I need you back here ASAP.
Are you okay, Marvin?
I've got something.
I fell last time. I don't want to fall again.
Copy that. I'll be right there.
Death ray. I'm getting raided and that scared me. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you for scaring me. Welcome everybody. I am Luis and we are playing some Resident Evil. Death ray, thank you for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Nikki, I didn't even see you were there. Welcome everybody. We are playing Resident Evil. I'm gonna be done somewhat soon. I'm waiting for the missus to message me. She's at work. I gotta go pick her up. But we are playing Resident Evil. I am a variety streamer, although I only stream I'm on both YouTube and Twitch right now, like at this moment, and I only stream once a week here. I do stream a couple of times a week on TikTok, so if you want to watch me because you like the fact that I never shut up, you can come hang out on TikTok as well. I'm a variety streamer, but I'm tending to do horror streams on here only because it's Thursday night and I like being scared, and it's the only nighttime stream I do, so it's kind of just fallen into place. But I really appreciate it, man. How was your stream? What were you playing? What were you doing? I'm on restream, so I can't see anything right now. I've literally just got a chat open and my own OBS, so I can't see what you were doing. But how was your stream? Yours doesn't have much RGB lights, at least some fans. Yeah, I did it anyway. Dang it! I got scared by it anyway. Run, run, run! Don't get eaten! Don't get eaten! Okay. Yeah, when I started, I had no RGB. I also had a case that didn't have the panel on the side. It was like all steel or all aluminum. Now almost every case has a glass panel or a plexiglass panel, but when I bought mine, it didn't have that. I went for a really low-end motherboard because unless you're like overclocking or planning to plug in 5 billion peripherals, you could get away with a pretty low-end motherboard for at least the beginning. And yeah, I had no RGB because you couldn't look into my PC anyway. And I had 2 fans, one in the front, one in the back. That was it. But now my computer's kind of overkill. My computer's pretty stupid now. It's a typical streamer RGB machine.
There you are.
Fortnite, nice. Electric problems, yup.
She'd make it.
Yup.
You know her?
Yeah. Name's Claire.
How are you liking Fortnite after all the changes they've gone through? I haven't played it since even before Chapter 1, like when it was still like brand new.
I'm on it. Thanks.
Or Season 1 or whatever they call it, I don't know. Elmer Fudd Games. Welcome, everybody. Hello, how are you? I really appreciate you all coming in on that raid. It's fun with friends, and that's about it. Yeah. Elmer Fun Games, thank you for the follow. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. I'm Luis. This is my channel, Retro for the first time. I used to have a video to do this, but it's gone now. So I'm doing it manually. Welcome. I am a variety streamer. I only stream about once a week here. I stream a couple times on TikTok a week. I try to like focus on where I'm doing stuff, but I do stream on TikTok. I am a variety streamer, although here on Twitch and YouTube, I tend to do more horror stuff because it's the only nighttime stream I can do. On TikTok, I do daytime streams, which is way earlier than now. And right now we're playing Dark Souls over there. Here we're playing some Resident Evil. And if you are wearing headphones, be prepared because I do scream. But I will be finishing soon because I got to go pick up the missus. She's going to be done probably in the next like 20 minutes. But we are playing. I have died once, so I've had to repeat all this stuff again. But yeah. We have a lot of fun here. I talk a lot, so if you like to talk, this is where you want to be. If you want to see good gameplay, prepared to be very disappointed. Thank you so much, Elmer, for the compliments. I was a photographer. I was also a sound engineer, so that's the only reason that this is kind of the way it is. I've kind of prided myself in making my stream look and sound as good as it possibly can as far as like camera and audio goes. Everything else is really basic. Like, I mean, my overlays are nothing to write home about. But I am kind of cheating right now. Let me go behind the scenes magic, show you here. I do have a nicer lens that I normally use, but the nicer lens zooms in way too much, and I don't like that. Why can't I see it? And I don't, dang it. I don't like that the nicer lens zooms in because then you can't see much of my room. And it's Old Man Chadley. Get another one. Welcome, Chadley. How are you? Thank you for the raid, man. Welcome, everybody. I hope you are all doing well. This is such a warm day. Thank you, Jules, for the follow. I really appreciate that. Finish my thought. I do have a nicer lens, which does blur the background quite a bit, but it zooms in way too much, and I don't like it because then I can't really move when I'm doing gameplay because, like, once it's cropped in, like, I have, like, a 2-inch radius I can move in, and if I move in or out of that, I go out of focus or I'm off screen. So I like this camera angle because it's way wider. You can see more of my room. It looks like we're hanging out more. And then I cheat, and then I use the NVIDIA broadcast to blur the background a little bit. But I put it on like minimum, so it's not like super intrusive because NVIDIA suggests like way up here. And this just looks fake. This just looks ridiculous. I prefer this. Just slightly. Just enough to make me stand out. Chadley, thank you so much, man. What were you playing? How was your stream? You like me streaming at night? Yeah. Now we can actually raid each other because I was going to be done earlier. I would have raided you had I been done like a little bit earlier. But thank you, man. What were you playing? How was your stream? How are things? Ark, how you doing, man? How are you? You need to upgrade your lens. Deathray, I bought like a $25 Neewer lens. It like I said, it's zoomed in, so you'd want your camera like way further back. It's a manual lens, so once it's focused, you better hope that you don't move too much to get blurry. But the background, it looks like this. Like, it looks like this with that lens. I just don't like that it's so zoomed in. I was using it, but my camera was in the corner, so it was like 4 or 5 feet away from me. Now the camera is like dead center of my desk, so it's like 2.5, 3 feet away from me, and it was just way too zoomed in. I couldn't deal with it. Carpal Leader, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Oh, you're doing your cross-stitch thing. Okay. I saw you were live, but I only saw it right as I was getting ready to go, so I didn't see what you were doing. Yeah, the cam it's an unnecessary expense. Anybody who's starting to stream, do not think you need to have your camera look like this. Honestly, this doesn't add anything to your actual stream. It's a dumb expense that, like, look how little this window is. Nobody notices how fancy it looks. Get yourself a couple of nice lights and like a C920 and you can make your stream look really, really, really good. So don't be stupid and waste money like I did. Geisbach, long time no see, man. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. Chadley, how's the scritch? How's the cross stitch going? It's been a few weeks since I've popped in, and I know it was looking really, really good, but I don't know how fast these things move. So how's the progress going? Yes, Deathray, go and do your thing. I totally get it. It's exhausting. It's getting pretty late. I have to go pick up the missus like any minute. It's getting pretty late. Go do your thing. Golden Border. You've seen my videos on streaming tips. Yeah, some of my videos are a little bit outdated. Some of the stuff has changed a little bit, but overall the same rules apply. Get good lighting, and the most important thing is microphone. Get your audio to sound good. You don't need an expensive microphone. Just take the time to make your audio sound good. Because if your audio sounds bad, a lot of people are going to be watching your stream but not really watching it. They just kind of have it playing. If you have bad audio, a lot of people are just going to kind of tune out. And if you want an active community, you want them to be participating. So take the time to look at your audio because it can make a huge difference. It can make a really big difference. 440 stitches tonight. Nice. Nice. Man, so much patience. So much patience. It looks so good though. Like, that is such good quality what you're doing. Your cross stitching looks awesome. But yeah, I appreciate the compliments. That's what I was getting at. And everybody else who came in on the raid with Chadley. I'm Luis. I'm a variety streamer. I only stream once a week here. I'm doing both YouTube and Twitch at the moment. I only stream once a week because I'm streaming on TikTok a couple times a week during the day. And here I'm kind of dedicating to doing like the jump scare, scream, scary stuff. On Twitch we're doing, or on TikTok we're doing Dark Souls, and I kind of just hang out. If you're looking, like I literally just finished saying this, but if you're looking for good gameplay, this is not where you want to be. But if you're looking for like a ridiculous fun time where I just never shut up and we talk a lot, this might be where you want to hang out. I like to talk. I like to talk a lot. Oh no. Yeah, 4 of them and it still got you. How bad has it hit you? Have you been doing okay, or has it been like a real rough ride? Where is the letter of the... Ah, there it is. Which one is this one? This one's the lion. I didn't even realize that we had this. I hope you recover soon though, man. I don't know if I've ever had it. If I did, the only time that I got sick enough to consider that I would have had it was like right when it first started, right when like China was being locked down and everybody was freaking out and didn't know what was going on. I got like deathly ill then, and then I got everybody in my cast deathly ill, and I wore a mask and everything. That's the only time I could see it having had happened, but since then I haven't had it. Knock on wood. But I hope you recover quick, man. Feed my ear holes. You want me to feed them? I can feed them. I'll feed them. But I'm doing good, Simon. Been really rusty when it comes to streaming. Like really, really rusty when it comes to streaming. Where's the thing? There it is. We're at the lion. So it's lion, leafy thing, and bird. Lion, leafy thing, bird. No fever, you feel quite okay, but your throat and nose. At least you feel quite okay, right? Like at this point, because of all the variants, I mean, you know, you're a nurse. All the variants, it's almost inevitable we're all going to catch it. It's more about just hoping that you kind of get knocked down for a few days and then feel a little bit better, like really quick. I have to get my 4th. I've only had 3. I have to get my 4th. I haven't had a chance. Carpal, it is not my first time. I did this when it first launched on release date. And then I did Claire's A scenario and I did Leon's B scenario. And then I want to say I did Leon hardcore, but I can't remember. I might have been that I did Leon's B scenario in hardcore, but now I'm playing Leon's A scenario on hardcore. Mandarin, jeez. But even if I've played this multiple times, I am a big chicken and I scream a lot. I get scared very, very easily. Although, I have to get outside to save Claire. And I'm not paying attention. Oh wait, okay, this is where I'm going. You have enough ginger powder in you. Shaving cream for your tongue. Oh man, oh man. Okay, let's watch this again. I'm gonna have to stop like any minute now. So I'm gonna save in just a second.
Claire! Hold on. I'll be right there.
Emails, any emails, any emails. Nope, no emails. Do we have sound on time now?
Claire. It's so nice to see you.
Sound's working now, okay.
That helicopter just came out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no.
I always wear fancy pockets.
How are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
That's good.
Was it?
With your brother?
No.
I beat Village on the regular setting.
Don't lose hope. I'm sure we're gonna find
I do want to go back and play. Whoa! I do want to go back and play it though, especially because they released the DLC and I got the. Oh, you can't really see it because it's blurry, but I got the collector's edition. And Chris is back there. I want to play the DLC. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Claire, I think you should go.
Although I want to play it in VR. Resident Evil 7 in VR was amazing. I want to play Resident Evil 8 in VR.
Claire, you need to go now.
All right, Ozzy, you go do your thing. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was really nice catching up. Have yourself a good sleep.
Marvin, I've got a situation here. I'm surrounded by zombies. Marvin, do you copy?
Oh wait, I don't want to go. I don't want to go over there.
Damn it.
Well, I can take this. You did it for the rocket pistol, and it was a huge letdown. I got the collectors only because I wanted the statue, and the rage and disappointment I have towards myself right now, because I didn't get the pre-order of this. I tried for Resident Evil 2, didn't get one, and because Leon and Claire are my favorite Resident Evil characters. Claire is my #1 favorite Resident Evil character. And I didn't get the collector's edition. I didn't have the money. So I didn't even look at it, but I couldn't get it. Then Resident Evil 8 came out and I got the collector's edition. And Chris is fine. Whatever. Everybody likes Chris. I'm not a big fan of Chris. And I got the collector's edition because I didn't really own anything Resident Evil. Rhinosaurus, if you guys ever see him pop in, Ryan is awesome. And he bought me my first Resident Evil piece of merchandise, which was a plushie. And then I ordered that because I love Resident Evil, but there's not a lot of merch out there to buy. And it's like, I've got a few things now. I got like a weird like mystery box. And then, I didn't wear the hat today. Girl Thulu got me a really cool Raccoon City hat for my birthday. Was it my birthday? It was my birthday, right? Or was it Christmas? No, it was Christmas. It was Christmas. And so like, I love that stuff. And so I got that. And then they did this whole Resident Evil 4, and then there was the pre-order, and it was a really cool statuette, and I didn't get to pre-order it. I wasn't around a computer to be able to pre-order it when it was live, and then by the time I got to it, all sold out. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Oh, so upset. Oh, I loved Code Veronica, except for Steve. But I did like Code Veronica a lot. And I'm really hoping that the rumors, I'm really hoping that the rumors that they may potentially remake that one are true, because I would love that one being remade. Right? If they remake that one, I have a feeling Steve's gonna be a lot better. It's like Ashley. Ashley, is that Ashley? Is that her name? She was a horrendous character in Resident Evil 4. Her voice just grates on your every nerve, but it seems like in the new one they're gonna make her a lot more down to earth and a lot less frustrating. No. Okay, where's Marvin? I don't want to have to fight him, but I'm gonna fight him anyway.
Still alive.
Oh, okay, he's just knocked out. Okay, we should save. I have to go pick up the missus. She's gonna be messaging any second now. And if I'm too busy doing this, she's gonna get mad at me because she's gonna be sitting outside waiting while I'm playing video games. We have a really long drive tomorrow, so she needs to rest up. We got a couple of little scares, though. We got a couple of little scares, so I'm happy about that. Because I was worried. Last week, we didn't get any real scares. It was just the intro of the game. We didn't really get anything super scary. Oh, my gosh. That was fun. Okay, everybody. I have to get going. I got to pick up the missus. I will not be live tomorrow. I have been going live on Fridays on TikTok. But tomorrow, I have to drive out to Toronto. The missus and the little one are going away. They're going to go visit family. I have to work, so I can't go. But I have to drive them, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive from here. Closer to 2 hour. 2 hour drive from here. And I got to drive out and then drive back and then go to work. So I'm probably not going to be able to stream tomorrow because I think we're leaving here around 2 o'clock. By the time I get home, it's pretty much time for work. So I'm not streaming tomorrow, but I'm home alone all weekend. I'm gonna be so lonely. So I'm going to be live on the weekend. More than likely on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, please feel free. We're playing Dark Souls over there. Not as scary as this, obviously. But if you want to watch somebody fail constantly, that's a great place to go. I'm doing a 1-stat challenge. I am only upgrading my dexterity in that game. So my health and my strength and everything are all pretty low. I'm going to get my butt kicked over and over and over again. And normally I play that co-op with my brother. I'm doing this by myself now, so I'm going to get my butt really kicked. But come hang out on TikTok. I'll be live on Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be a lot earlier than now. Like right now, it's 1:30 in the morning here in Canada, and where I am in Canada. And I'm going to be live like 12 hours earlier than now on Saturday, Sunday, hopefully. And you can come hang out and watch me make a fool of myself and get destroyed and have fun. TikTok can be hit and miss sometimes. And I know it's kind of awkward watching on your phone, but you know, if you want to hang out. If not, I'll be back next week and we'll continue with this and have some fun. Everybody who came in on the raid, I really appreciate you all being here. It's really nice to be back, and it's nice to feel the warm welcome and like to see old friends, you know, people that I haven't been able to talk to for a long time. But I will be back. And if you don't see me until next Thursday, I may look a little bit different come then. I kind of mentioned it. I'm working with like a men's hair system company, promotion-wise. And part of the promotion is I've got to show everybody what it looks like. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it. But I might look a little bit different. I'm probably not... If it looks great, I'm not going to be wearing hats for streams. Not that I wear it for that reason. But I'm going to want to show it off if it looks good. But yeah, that's kind of where we are right now. Oh, no, I'm not going to be her. I'm going to be 20 years younger. Thank you very much. And then you could pull on it. Yeah, Simon, it's a weird time for everybody in your area, your neck of the woods, because it's early in the morning for you. It's really late at night for me. It's really early in the morning. So like, it's weird because everybody that was in my community, it was either like really late at night for people in like Germany and in like Netherlands and all that, or it was like evening time for people like in North America and stuff. And so now I'm really late in North America and most of my regular followers are asleep, or it's early in the morning and they're all on their way to work. So it's a whole new area to be in, and it's a lot of like faces that I'm seeing right at the very end of my stream or right at the very beginning of my stream, but the middle kind of is all new faces. 20 years sober, not younger. You're in California. I've always wanted to go to California. Never been. Always wanted to though. Always. I have an aunt who lives... I don't remember what town she's in. She told me she's like a half an hour drive from LA. And she always asked me to go out there. When I was younger, I was really pursuing my acting, and she offered to let me live with her if I wanted to pursue it out there. And I was way too scared. I never wanted to really do film anyway, but I was way too scared and I never went. I should have, because I would have loved to see California. I really liked Texas. Just like it's very different than what it is in Canada. I would love to check out California. I think I would like California even more, except for the busyness. I think California is very, very busy from everything I've seen, and I don't know if I could handle that, because like I lived in Toronto for a couple of years, and Toronto is like 75% of how populated California is, like density wise, and so I don't know if I can handle it, but it would be really cool to experience anyway. Anyways, everybody, I really appreciate everybody that came in on the raids, that everybody that hung out. Like I said, I will be back next week. If you can't make it on the weekend on TikTok, then I will see you next week. If you can't make it next week, I will see you when I see you. And if I don't, I won't. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop talking. I got to get out of here. I got to pick up the missus. I missed this. I missed everybody. I'm really happy to be back. And yeah, if you want to follow on TikTok, it's Retro for the First Time. If you're on YouTube, it's Retro for the First Time on Twitch. And if you're on Twitch, it's Retro for the First Time on YouTube. Pretty easy to find me. No Discord or anything, though. Okay, everybody, have yourselves a great night. Lots of love, and I will see you soon.